Yeah, we have 3 games going at the moment. Is that too much? 3 games at a time? I don't know how to, like, fix that, though. I mean... Other than to finish one. I'm trying to finish the game, but I don't think we're really close on any of them. Alright, Pixel's going the other way. Oh no, I haven't been reading. What did I miss? Basic systems, what I miss? So you want me to add more games to the mix, is what you're saying. I don't understand it myself. Had no story these last 7 long years. I mean, that means games are gonna take like months to finish. Nothing happens by chance. All is connected. You know, there's a TV series I want to watch. It's based off a book series called Dirk Gently. Dirk Gently's Holistic Detective Agency. And now, you stand ready to begin the final chapter of the story. Final chapter! Oh, she's dead. Will the defendant be found guilty or innocent? This is yours. Oh, you know he's evil because he got the glowing glasses, the white glasses. You can always, that's always evil, an evil sign of evil. The sign of evil! You can't wait on Final Fantasy month? Hey, Apollo, look, on TV. Look. Well, I do have some good news. So, I am off next week. So I'm hoping I'll be able to do a little bit more Final Fantasy. The downside is, this week is looking really rough. So I might have less Final Fantasy this week. Or no Final Fantasy this week. Depending on how work goes. But we'll see. We'll see how it goes. Yeah, I'm kind of busy. Whoa, look at that. He's the last Gremory, alright? Amazing. Apollo, you should be watching this. Ow. What? I was writing about our last case in my journal. Lawyers are supposed to write things in records, Apollo, not journals. Why now? That case was 3 months ago. Hey, it's a long story. I did a lot, you know. I want to vacuum back the field a moment for later. Right now, I'm wowing the crowd by figuring out how Lemore disappeared. That's right. Uncle Valiant did that illusion, too. You're missing him on TV right now. So I was just getting to the good part. I should watch a little TV with her. After all, her father's expecting me to look after her while he's away. She's 16! How much looking after does she need? Are you sure you have somebody check by every now and then? Make sure she didn't burn the house down. You know, there's no party going on. She's now seeing his rehearsal for the greatest magic show on Earth. I mean, right here at our very own Sunshine Coliseum. The Coliseum? Hey, that's where the Governor's concert was. Only 3 more days till miracles happen here, right before your unbelieving eyes. Legendary Troop Gremory is performing for the first time in 7 years. I thought one of them died. It's going to be great. I'm so there. You and Daddy are coming, too. Legendary Gremorys. If Trucy's real father were still alive, he'd be on that stage performing miracles. We got tickets and everything. It's only $7. That's a good question. Here's yours, Paolo. I guess that's my payment. Ah, you are here. Working hard or hardly working. Hey, how have you been? Hi there, stranger. Not exactly the kind of greeting I'd want to hear from my own kid. So he has been gone a long time. How goes it, Trucy? Here, I got a present for you. Yay, pudding! I love pudding. Oh, it's farm fresh. What? It's not just 1 pudding, but 3 whole cups I have to pay by. What? Farm fresh? What is farm fresh pudding? Let's look it up. Farm fresh pudding? What? I don't think that's a thing. I mean, you could use like farm fresh ingredients in it, but that doesn't make it farm fresh pudding. I don't get it. I don't like it. I'm beat. That's right, Daddy. You're on a top secret mission. But the pudding. You gotta take it easy with the secrets, you know. Ah ha ha. How right you are. You still can't tell us what your mission is? Maybe this time. It has something to do with you, anyway. Huh? With me? Oh, maybe you're getting a top secret mission too. Maybe you're one of those guys. A spy. Can't just be a defense attorney. Ah ha ha. To be honest, telling you about the mission was my whole reason for coming here today. What? Tell me. You've heard of the jury system, yes? Nope. I can't remember the last time I had pudding. To be honest, the jury system? That's right. New legal system everyone's talking about. Ever heard of it, Apollo? Huh? Maybe. You know, I haven't been invited to jury duty in a long time. Let's see. How often? Jury duty. More than... You cannot be required to serve more than once every 2 years. Oh, you eat one very small pudding every day? I try to avoid sweets, although I will say this, so I cut out sodas a while back. And, well, I cut down to 1 a week. But then I realized I cut down right after I just bought a 4-pack on sale. And so I've got 48 of them, not counting the ones that are in my fridge. And I'm like, oh crap, these are gonna go bad if I drink 1 a week. That's like a year. They only last till like August. So I'm gonna bump it up to 2 a week. Maybe not as many people are talking about it as I thought. The jury system, huh? What is the jury system? So, Daddy, what's this jury system thing? Well, Trucy, do you know what a jury is? I've heard of it. Isn't that those people who sit in court in those old courtroom dramas? Ones who get to decide if the guy's innocent or guilty? Do you know Apollo? Only from TV. It's 12 people chosen from the community, right? Well, they're thinking about reviving that system. They call a new system the jury system. No more doing whatever you like, Your Honor. Not quite that harsh. The jurors cooperate with the judge. They help analyze the case from different angles. Ah, there'll be only 6 of them under the current proposal, right? Wow, you know your stuff, Apollo. Their findings directly affect the verdict. Hopefully people will start taking the courts a little more seriously now. I feel like I'm on some kind of educational TV show. Starring Dr. Wright. Aha. Dr. Wright has assistant Trucy and mascot Apollo, the perfect team. Let's drink coffee, milk, and iced tea. I mostly drink water. I drink about 3 liters of water a day, or close to a gallon. Plus a little bit of tea in the evening. Mascot Apollo, the perfect team. Mascot? Hey. So, what is the secret mission? Jury system is my mission, more or less. Now, keep in mind that new ideas like this system are always risky, Apollo. Too true. Everyone's got an opinion, and they just talk and nothing is decided. Kind of like you, Apollo. I'm not that bad, am I? In any case, oh, I do know a great way to get out of jury duty, 100%. Whenever they ask you, just be like, that guy's definitely guilty. Like, what? How do you know? Well, the police arrested him. They wouldn't have got the wrong guy, right? Drink more water, tap water tastes right. I have a filter in my fridge that I drink from, mostly. In case, we're going to give it a shot. A test, if you will. I don't like tests. We'll take the case as a sample and choose just 6 jurists. I'll be the one helping with that process instantly. Helping how? Well, for one, I'll be chair of the jury system simulated court committee. Chair constructs the ideal situation. choosing the case, the jurors, candidates, even the judge in the courtroom. Wow, it's like you have a real job. I was never that great at the piano, to be honest. Once a lawyer, always a lawyer, I guess. Trial's tomorrow, by the way. Don't miss it. Trial simulation, that is. Simulation, huh? Sounds interesting. So, what kind of case is the trial simulation about? Well, since it's the first run-through of a new system, I want something simple. Good thinking. No sense wearing yourself out on something too serious. True. Case is a murder. That's not simple! How's that simple? That's not simple at all! Yeah, I'm with Apollo on this one. That ain't angry. Angry's what... As if you mean the defendant is... guilty. Yes, most likely. Well, how do you know? So, good luck, Apollo. What? With what? With the trial tomorrow. You're defending, of course. What? Well, I said it had something to do with you. Go for it, Apollo. It's just a test case anyway. No sweat. Yeah, but there's still a verdict to be decided. And a potentially serious sentence. The most serious in a worst case scenario. You mean the verdict's for real? That's not a test trial. That's a real trial. All the forms have been filed. There's no turning back now. Trial begins tomorrow at 10 a.m. Hope you can make the room in your schedule. Shouldn't you announce it? Like in advance? Like the lawyer should know more than a day ahead. Well, why am I only hearing about this now? Because from what I understand, lawyers have to research the case. They have to read everything. They have to learn everything. Even in like real world. This is fantasy world where we go and investigate the crime scene and find clues and, you know, all this stuff. Real lawyers have to read a bunch of stuff. Lots of stuff. And they have teams of paralegals go through documents to find the important ones. That's why, you know, it takes months to get a case to trial. Ah, yes, there was a change this morning. I picked a new case. Although, I did hear a good idea one time. Someone said if you could break one... I heard this thing, if you could break one law and pick it, and no one would ever be able to break that law again. I heard a lot of people pick murder, like, you know, stealing. One person picked perjury. Can you imagine how fast trials would be if you could just go in and be like, hey, did you do it? And the person who says yes or no. And they can't lie because they're under oath. Because if you lie, it's perjury. So just imagine, like, oh, here's a trial. You're under oath. Okay, did you do it? If they can't say no, you're guilty. Anyway. Next new case, eh? Something that happened last night. Hey, well, I know you're all excited about this secret mission. What about this? The Troop Grand Magic Show, huh? Oh, right. Card tricks. They're not card tricks. They're grand illusions, miracles, the apocalypse. Heaven and earth will shake. So what? That's 3 whole days from now. It's the Sunshine Coliseum. Let's go. Let's go today. You can say hi to Uncle Valent. Have fun. What? I can't go by myself. You know I'm not very outgoing. What? Who looks at her and says she's not outgoing? Honestly. Like, I think you have to be outgoing to wear an outfit like this. There's no way to not be outgoing and wear an outfit like this. I mean, you gotta be outgoing to wear an outfit like mine, too. I kind of want to see the rest of it. I haven't seen the rest of it. Let me take a look. I want to take a look. Hold on. Oh, look. Okay, yeah. So, if I picture a person in real life wearing this outfit, would basically be bouncing around from place to place, hugging the crap out of everyone. That's what I picture. This outfit. Like maybe on a beach. This would be good, going to raves. Yeah, I can see that. Being in like, what was it, like the 90s, 80s, 90s movies? Right. Why'd I go with her? But what about the secret mission? Oh, don't worry about that. You'll hear all about it tomorrow, regardless. I don't trust that smile. He knows something that he's not telling me. Maybe now you can take me to the Coliseum. I suppose it wouldn't kill me to pop over there. Ah, Grammy. That reminds me. What's this, Daddy? Isn't that silk hat the Grammy seal? Consider it a birthday present, Trucy. Thanks, it's great. But today's my birthday. Good point. What day is today, Apollo? Well, today, I think it's Recycle Your Plastics Day. Didn't say recycle your plastics present. Yippee! So it's plastic. I'm trying to understand them. It's much easier that way. Yeah, sometimes that's wise. What is it? No, they don't make the person. But okay, so clothes are an expression of yourself. That's why I'm just gonna throw this out there. Like, if you dress a certain way, people make assumptions about, you know, who you are as a person. That's very common. Everybody does it. Like, for example, if I see someone wearing flip-flops and those baggy pants that are hanging off the butt, you know, and show the, you know, do you remember those? Like, if they're wearing flip-flops and baggy pants that hang off their butt, I know they don't run very far. I know they're not runners. Okay, that was a little silly. So what is it? Can I open it, Daddy? No. Huh? You'll need that envelope someday. Someday soon. Don't open it until then. Well, why don't you just hold on to it until then? Because that would be the logical thing to do. Novel about the Grammys, huh? Is it time for ads again? I think it's 1 minute. Guys, what case are you going to use? You want to know, don't you? Of course I do. I mean, I'm going to be defending, aren't I? Just try to rest comfy most of the time. If all goes well, then yes. Of course, this is just a test. You want everyone to start without preconceptions. A blank slate, as it were. The difference between having a blank slate and just being totally clueless. Whose dumb idea was that anyway? Oh, mine. Committee chair, remember? Oh. Well, if you want to know that badly, I suppose. I'll give you permission to examine the scene of the crime. Good. That's better. But you can't talk to anyone involved with the case. What? And how am I supposed to defend? Let me worry about the details there. Remember, I'm in charge of this trial. All of it. But you don't want it to backfire, do you? Is he going to be the judge? That'd be really funny. If he shows up dressed like this, he's the judge. Apollo, if I'm in charge of the whole trial, that means the entire affair is my responsibility, for good or for bad. Just do what you can. And don't worry, I know what I'm doing. Alright. I'd recommend going down to the detention center. The client's waiting for you. You can ask about the scene there. You said I couldn't talk to anyone involved. Oh, you can talk to your client. If you can get her to talk. Time's wasting. Alright, I'm gonna go run an ad and go brush my tail. I'll be right back, okay? We brush! Alright, I'm back. I mean, usually, like, when I go out, I'm usually just wearing jeans and a t-shirt. I'm running late. I'm sorry. I'm already late. But around here, I usually just wear a skirt and a shirt. I feel just weird wearing skirts out and about, just because you never know what could happen. You never know. Alright, let's move. We're moving. We just say we take her here. Let's go here first. We told her we'd take her here. So we're gonna go here. Woohoo! This is it, Apollo. The place where magic and dreams converge. Just a while ago, it was the place where murder and nightmares converged. Let's go say hi to Uncle Ballant. About the case. Wahahahahahahahaha. When a performer laughs like that. Young Miss Trucy! How often I'd hope we'd meet again, only to tell myself it was an impossible dream. Gee, Uncle Ballant, how's it going? Glad to see you too. Of course you are. Humility's definitely not one of his stronger traits. Well, Miss Trucy, how's the day find you? You come to give me flowers, do it after the show, I beg you. Actually, we came to wish you good luck. And congratulations on your big magic show. Oh, but it is I who wish to congratulate you. Not everyone's so lucky as to witness miracles such as the ones I shall perform. Yeah, you're amazing. We get the picture. The world will watch in wonderment as Magnifie's illusions are reborn. Here on stage, by my hand. Everyone's talking about the big magic show. It's true that the Gramarye miracle is back after a 7-year absence? Oh, you know what's a good movie about magic? The Prestige. That movie was wild. I don't know if I'll ever watch it again. But, dude, wow. Miss Trucy, I must apologize. This show and this honor should have been his. Daddy. My co-magician in training, Zach Gramarye, if that terrible thing hadn't. It's okay. Your father's a great magician, Trucy. If he were alive, then I, Valiant Gramarye, would have been proud to stand up on the stage as his assistant. Thanks, Uncle Valiant. You haven't seen it? Basically, there's these two magicians, and they're both training in the same master magician, and they have a falling out. And so basically the whole movie is them trying to one-up each other in the most, how do I put it? Their falling out is not like an argument. It's like, you know, it's not like rivals. It's like mortal enemies. Like, they literally are trying to kill each other. Literally. Trying to murder each other. And it's very interesting. Thanks, Uncle Valiant. You know, I'm happy you're doing the show. I think we get to see the Great Magnifie's illusions again. She's looking forward to this, isn't she? You know, I can give you spoilers for it if you want. It's a pretty old movie. When did it come out? 2006. It's almost 20 years old. So I think the statute of limitations has passed on that. You want me to tell you more about it? I could probably look it up just to make sure I know what's going on. Alright, actually, no, I'm not going to look it up. If you want spoilers, I'll tell you what I remember the movie from when I saw it years ago. She is looking forward to this, isn't she? My mentor, the magnificent Magnifie Gramarye, was a true deity among magicians. Should watch a couple moves again? When watching Twitch the last few years? Okay, spoiler alert for The Prestige. Okay, spoiler alert. I'm gonna give you spoiler alert for the movie Prestige. So spoilers, if you haven't seen the movie. So basically, there is a spoiler for the movie Prestige, I'm telling you. Basically, these two magicians are working under this master magician. And there's this one trick. It's a an escape from the water thing while you're tied up with padlocks or something illusion. And there's this assistant that one of them is like dating or in love with or something. And the other one, and she's like, oh yeah, I'll participate in the trick. And the one that loves her is like, no, don't, it's too dangerous. But the other guy, you know, gets her to do it anyway. And they do the illusion. And when she's in the water, ropes or whatever get wet. And so they tighten. And she's unable to get free. And by the time they realize that the trick is not working, she's dead. And so the one that loved her never forgave the guy for that. And so it got to, like, they did things like, one of them was doing a magic bullet trick, which is basically you have a blank bullet. So the guy, you know, got into the audience and got to be the one to shoot him with a blank bullet. He used sleight of hand to put a real bullet in the gun. And shot the guy with the real bullet instead of the fake one. But they actually, the thing they found, one of the magic tricks was actually a real magic thing. So what it did is there's like these two big rings. And what it would do is when you went into this place, it would create a duplicate. And so it would basically create a duplicate. And so to fix that, they basically set it up so that he would go in and he would get teleported, but a duplicate would also get created. And so he made it so that one of them would get teleported into the drowning cage and would die. So there weren't, like, you know, hundreds of them running around, because they accidentally duplicated, like, cats, and there was, like, all these cats that got duplicated. Because they were testing it with cats. Yeah, one of these days, like, you know, one of the guys was investigating. The other one was investigating, trying to figure out the magic trick, so he could ruin it for him. And he stumbled upon the water vat where the duplicate got teleported into. And while he was doing that, someone spotted him with the dead body inside the thing. And so he got arrested for murder. But the other guy was still alive. And also, one of them had a twin. I don't know. It's really weird. So, I don't know. It's a very interesting thing. And the reason they call it the Prestige is because that whenever you do the trick, that's the Prestige. Like, the one who's standing on stage. There was a twin. The duplicate was not a twin, but the other one had a twin. And he had a twin brother, but never told anybody. And so they, yeah, it's very, very trippy movie. That's into spoilers. Okay, good. Can I make a hand gesture? Good. Hey, the OK symbol actually kind of worked. Although I think it's kind of racist now. Because it means something. People keep changing symbols. There's another magic movie. Into the Magnifique Gramarye was a true deity among magicians. They had a god who gave birth to a magic and illusions that defied our very imaginations. I was so little when I last saw one, but I still remember his shows. He did wheelies in sports cars through the air above the audience. And sped off to outer space faster than the speed of sound. What magic movie? I'm guessing that memories have been embellished. For 7 long years, the world has been waiting for a miracle to match his. As heir to the Gramarye Troop secrets, it falls to me to provide one. You want a silly movie that has nothing to do with magic? As I just started thinking about it. Is oh, what was the name of it? Now I'm blanking on it. They just made a remake of it. But it was Space Jam. That's it, Space Jam. Silly movie. I just enjoyed it. As heir to the Gramarye Troop secrets, it falls to me to provide one. Another amazing movie on that vein is Who Framed Roger Rabbit. Who Framed Roger Rabbit was a crazy movie. I really liked it when I was growing up. I didn't get half the jokes. I grew up and it made the movie so much funnier. I like, for example, There's a woman, Jessica Rabbit. Uh, you could look her up if you like beautiful women in tight red dresses. Um, but that's what she's a cartoon. And at some point she's being searched. And so one of the bad guys like, oh, I'll do the searching of her. And he reaches down into her, in the top of her dress, and gets like either a mouse trap or a bear trap on his hand. And the guy with her, that's with Jessica Rabbit says, ah, booby trap. I didn't get that growing up, but as an adult, it made it really fun. It's really funny. It's just really silly. It's aired to Gamery's troop secrets. It follows me to Pride 1. It's my God-given destiny. Cookie. No. Eat a cookie. No. Cookie. Guy who tricked me dead people appear on stage. That sounds good. Yes, you, nameless face who speaks for the nameless masses. How can I help you? Thoreau was right, waiting. Why didn't you hold off for 7 long years? It appears the lad is uninformed. Perhaps you've heard of the magic known as law, which governs our land. I have, though I'm not sure it qualifies as magic. The performance of magnificence and miracle is impossible. A certain law prevented it for 7 years. But no more. 7 years. That phrase sure likes to pop up, doesn't it? And why was that? A little matter called performance rights, Miss Trucy. Guy who tricked me dead people through. What's the name of the movie? Tell us about these performance rights? Entity's magic relied on an incredibly innovative idea. A trick, if you will. That trick was considered his property, and as such was protected by property laws. Intellectual property, maybe. IXP knew this and bequeathed it in his will. To one person. You mean him? Yes, Miss Trucy, it was your father. Zach Grammar was inherited the Grammar miracle. Wait, when he died, wouldn't it have gone to her? Daddy. As you well know, he is gone. He disappeared suddenly, 7 years ago. The illusionist. What if it actually is Phoenix Wright? Here suddenly 7 years ago. I think I see where this story is going. Once a person is classified as missing for a certain period of time. The illusionist. No, I've never heard of that one. Let me look it up. I'll look it up. The illusionist. Another 2006 movie. Huh, that's weird. Also 2006. They're considered legally deceased, correct? In all absoluteness, those rolled-up sleeves conceal your competence well, young man. That certain period of time of which you speak is 7 years. Ah. Yes, Miss Trucy. Though it pains me to say it, this past spring, April to be precise, was the time. Your father was legally declared deceased. In the absence of a formal will, the secrets of our mighty mentor Magnifi passed to me. This was in fact stipulated in the will by Magnifi himself. Is that how it works, Apollo? Yeah, it's called death in absentia. I don't know. He's declared missing permanently. Daddy. Well, I think that's all we can do here. Alright, let's go figure out who our client is. It's 20 minutes we've been waiting here. 20 minutes! Maybe I should complain. I'm sure the guard has better things to do than stand there, pretending he doesn't see us. The minute we get angry, the client will show. It always works that way. Like shouting, oh, waiter, and they're standing right next behind you. Oh, guard! Is our client going to be much longer? What are you talking about? Haven't you already started the meeting yet? Huh? Whoa! Eek! But where'd you come from? She's so sneaky. She's like a me. I get told I sneak up on people all the time. I've been trying to stop sneaking up on people. Oh, well. Anyway, please have a seat. Does she sit? Do you guys remember that joke I made, the little comic strip? Hi, Nurse Apollo. It's silence. It builds suspense. Why don't you do something, Trucy? You're a magician, aren't you? That's right, okay. I'm the amazing Mr. Hat. Thud. Eek! She passed out! I think it's something along the lines of, oh, where was it? Let me see if I can find it. Can I find it? It's gotta be here somewhere. Let's see here. It wasn't, I mean, it wasn't amazing, but I thought it was funny. I'm sure it got posted in Discord at some point. Is it on this PC or the other PC? I know what PC it's on. You're very tall. I'm looking. I know I've seen it recently. Oh, that's not stream save. Huh, I don't know. It could be on a different, I don't know. The problem with things is that I do all these things, and I have so many hard drives. That's one of the problems with, you know, being a streamer. I have so many hard drives. It's ridiculous. So, like, there's never, like, one place to find stuff. Random Fox. We got Witch Fox. See, I don't remember what I called it either, so I can't, like, search it. Got a Witch Hat. Is it on this PC? Hold on, let me look on this PC. 1 second.
Hello there.
Hello there. I'm looking. No, I don't see it. Alright. I got no idea. But basically it was this auditorium, and it's like, oh, and now Fox will take the podium. And you know, so I walk up there and everybody's cheering, you know, speech, speech, speech. And I just take the podium and leave. It's silly, it's just a little 3 frames. It's in Discord, you find it? Did you find it? Eek, she passed out. This magic underwear might have been a better bet. That's magic panties, Apollo. Hi. Well, I'm your defense. Everything has to be fate, you know? By fate, I mean destiny. Did you know that I'm good with astrology? And what's your sign? I can tell you mine if you'd like, Apollo. No, never mind. I just got carried away there. Seems destined to get difficult clients, it seems. What's your name? So, what's your name? Alright, I'm supposed to introduce myself first. Apollo Justice. I'm truly right. I know, this is leading nowhere fast. I know, maybe you can tell us what happened. I'm your defense attorney, after all. Anything out of the ordinary happened lately? Well, the other day, this tourist from out of town stopped to ask me directions. Later, Trucy. Like I need to ask directions myself here. That was fruitless. But I think I understand despair a little better now. You did good, Apollo. Did she just give us a picture? Look, she's doing her nails. What, are nails more important than defense? Is that it? Let's go, Trucy. Excuse me. She spoke! Could you read this? I'm sure. It's like a teenager on a first date. This is the love letter we passed from desk to desk at school. Stop looking so wistful and read it, Apollo. It's a business card with a name and an address. The name is Vera Misham. The address is for Drew Studio. She's an artist. Vera. Can you give me this card because... Okay, she's Vera. Well, looks like we're finished here. I wonder if Drew Studio is the scene of the crime. Let's go find out. Pufferfish! I like pufferfish. So, we gotta look at this one. This looks important. Looks like a studio. Well, duh. It's like life imitating art, or maybe it's the other way around. Tape on the ground is there. It's a bit jarring. Yeah, looks like we found our crime scene. Oh, look at all those paintings. Hey, don't touch those. It's okay, I'm just looking. That's gonna be important. That's just cute. This is Apollo. Look at this one. It's not half finished. You can see the rough sketch underneath. That's odd. The rough part doesn't look like the rest of the painting at all. Make a point. That's odd. All paintings have a really different style, too. I thought I might find you two here. Emma, long time no see. Did you find it? Did you find the comic? Nope. I know it's there somewhere. Let's see here. Nope. Don't see it. Was it like art or was it like, I think it was in memes. Oh well. I give up. Wait, did you find it? Is it here? Wait, how do I find it? I don't even know what to search for. I'm not finding it. You pinged it, but I don't know, like, where is it? Oh, there it is. Alright, go back to present. I'll put in stream chat. Stream chat! The comic I made. I've already spoiled it now. I got it. Thank you. I posted in stream chat. Ah! Coins! Sorry, I'm paying attention. Oh? Seems like I've run into you far too often. I bet I know why you're here, too. You know about the trial simulation tomorrow. I heard about it, sure. So Mr. Wright chose you, huh? We don't even know what the case is about. He's killed. Dars owns his studio, that is. Mr. Drew Misham. His daughter was put under arrest. Yeah, I just saw her at the detention center. It's funny, though. She seemed more like a victim than the kind of person who could commit murder. You know, say, maybe by poisoning? That's how it was done, you know. Poison's a common way to get the job done. when the murderer is a woman. For poisoning. That's actually a true statistic. That women are more likely to poison. And I think it's mostly because, please don't, you know, call me sexist or whatever, but in general, men tend to be more physically strong than women. So they tend to be more likely to murder by, you know, violence. Whereas women tend to use, like, guile, like poison. For poisoning. Anyway, Mr. Wright told me you'd be coming. Feel free to take a look around. I'll just be over here with my snackoos. Can't talk to anyone related to the case this time around. Which means we'd better find out as much as we can here at the scene. Or else. We can't talk to her. I want to see this thing. Over here. Go. Over here. Hey, there's a painting hidden back here. Hey, you're right. What if it's embarrassing her somehow, and you didn't want anyone to see it? I missed one? Missed one what? Oh, that's the really old one I made. Holy crap! I don't even think I saved that one. Holy crap, yeah, I made that one. I think I had a lot of help with the other one. Ah, silliness. Good times. Shouldn't seem pleased by the possibility. Take a look, what we got. That's so normal. That's always something to get mad about. Huh? What is it, Paul? Oh, doesn't this painting look like the other one? Never mind. Better get a professional opinion on this. Note for the large plum in the foreground. I thought it was like a rosebud. I wonder if it got poisoned by paint. Did you know a lot of colors are poisonous? That box looks funny sitting inside a room like this. Take a look. Empty. But half the box actually connected to the outside of the studio. Mr. Mitchum put his letters in there. The postman took them away. Impressed that someone still writes letters in this day and age. Or wrote, rather. Look up there on the shelf! More paint. Why am I taking a closer look at those paintings? Ice levels, you know how they're so thick? Is that the word? These paints are all dry. I'm surprised at how different these all are. Yeah, what's going on with this half-finished one? Must have been a work in progress. You can still see the rough sketch below. So that's so weird. Sketch part doesn't really fit the finished parts. It's just weird. Hey, Capallo! Now that's where the body was. That's about where Mr. Domitian passed away. Put the coffee mud to his lips, and the next moment, quite a bit of paint on the ground. That half-painted painting there must have been working on that right at the moment he died. Wow, true artist at the end. Maybe started a year ago and was back procrastinating. I just coffee cup was for guests to use. Guests? Did the police already analyze the cup too? Now trace poison was found on that cup. It was after Drew Misha Malone. And now, that's Victor's coffee mug. Why is it blue right there? Aha, so the poison was in here. This is my first time seeing a real poison mug of coffee. I'd hope so. Poison coffee? Not exactly, actually. What do you mean? No trace poison were found in the coffee. What? You'll have to figure out the rest yourself. I'm officially not on your side, after all. Oh, there's more. Hold on. Whoa! Is this for painting, Apollo? That'd be a drafting table. Drafting? Basically, it's a tool for making precise diagrams. Wow, painting's harder than I thought. Why would a painter need a drafting table? Was he an architect too? That's a Bunsen burner. What's all this equipment here for? Doesn't look very artistic, really. Get everything from a lathe to a laser cutter. Looks like he was ready to work on metals and wood, too. Those equipment's a bit old, to tell the truth. I want to pay to all this. From the dust, I'd say he hadn't used the stuff for years. This corner's fit with the rest of the studio. Yeah, it was kind of jarring. Do you think I could borrow this? I want to cut a quarter in half to make a trick coin. It's a crime scene, Trucy. These cost like $50 at the magic shop. This guy's pointing over here. That must be a clue. Oh, something about the way that Peter's posed. I've seen that pose before. It's you, Apollo. Should make one of your flamboyant gestures. Please, I'm a professional. I wonder why it's posed like that. Coincidence? Look at his hair. It's Drew Meacham, and the little girl must be Vera. I said that some years ago. They look close, a happy little family. So he arrested his daughter. Ack. Look, I was personally against that, okay? She just didn't seem very suspicious, scientifically speaking. Uh-huh, right. Is that a quill pen? Oh, what's this feather thingy? Is that a pen? Like an old-fashioned quill pen? Oh, yeah, I thought so. And you have that to sharpen it. But it doesn't have a pointy end. Looks like it's for sweeping detritus off the desk. Well, you sure you know a lot, Emma. Bold and scientific. That's my motto. Exactly what about that was bold or scientific. What does that say? Zippity-doo-dah. I don't know. Is this a journal? Wow, talk about a clue. Let's read it. Well, what is it, Apollo? He didn't write the name of the killer, did he? Still, he didn't write a single line. Oh, you had me going for a while there. What's that? Oh, cute. Look at the tiny frame, Apollo. Tiny's right. That thing's barely 2 inches high. What picture would fit in that? None, apparently. It's empty. There's no glass in it either. What's it doing sitting on the desk? It's lesson for us all. Be sure to check the size when you buy frames. This envelope has been opened and resealed. I know how to do that. Take a pot of boiling water and hold it the envelope to the steam. Glue mounts and it opens. Cool, huh? Whoever this wasn't delicate. You're right, looks like they stripped it open and stuck it back together. Huh? Looks like this letter is from 7 years ago. I saw someone open a letter, then seal it again. I better hang on to this. How can we just go in and start taking stuff from a crime scene? Oh, are we done here? Probably. Look at all these paints, Apollo. There's so many. He's got like 20 kinds of red. You repaint your suit, Apollo. How about this shade of green? That'd be enough of that. Thanks. Yeah, a lot of colors in nature are poisonous. And like they're historically used by people too. Alright, let's talk to her. So this Drew Meacham was some kind of artist. Apparently. Did a lot of illustrations for books, I hear. Had a lot of female fans too, for what it's worth. Really? Well, I guess the stuff's kind of pretty. I do like the fish one. This is the kind of thing I would hang in my house. Like that old painting over there, for instance. Yeah. That wasn't one of his illustrations, actually. Ding. Only. Yeah, there's no ding for that one. I can make there be a ding for it, but it'll take a bit. Let's see if I can do it real quick. Hold on. I gotta do this every once in a while or I forget how to do it. Is it this one? Oh, yes, there we go. Where is it? Okay, there it is. Okay, then we get lonely. There we go. Alright, there we go. Now it should ding. It should ding now. Huh? So it's a standalone painting or something? Is that what she means? He's not burned, Meacham. Hasn't shown his face to anyone till the end. What do you mean, to anyone? He's always locked up here in the studio, apparently. I mean, he must show his face to someone. He's got a daughter. Well, actually, I mean, you don't have to show your face. Maybe he's at a costume party. You know, had a one-night stand. And boom, you get a kid. Empress Fox. Yeah, look, if I turn my head all the way this way, you're almost barely hanging on there. Look at that. Its only connection to the outside world was to the letters he put in that letterbox there. Letters. Do people still write letters? What do you mean, Apollo? I mean, when the... Sorry, I'm sleepy. When was the last time you wrote a real letter? Don't most people use email and stuff these days? That Mr. Meacham couldn't stand technology, it seems. He did everything by mail. Maybe he thought that way he was more artistic, you know? In any case, the only person besides him allowed in here was his daughter, Vera. Oh, you mean the killer? Suspect, please. We took some fingerprints, of course. The only ones found in the room were Mr. Meacham's and Vera's, basically. Basically. Actually, last night, Mr. Meacham gave an interview to a reporter for the first time. Oh, I do think there's a thing. Okay, I think this is real. I could be wrong. Maybe I saw it on a TV show. But I think that sometimes artists will lick their paintbrush, you know, between colors, and they can poison themselves that way. That's the thing, right? Oh, okay, so that's a real thing. So, back in, I don't know, early 20th century, young women were hired to paint on watch dials. And they used radium paint, which is, radioactive. And they were instructed to lick their paintbrushes to make a fine point. Yeah. I knew the artists sometimes lick to make a finer point. So I can see, and some paint's poisonous. Give an interview to a reporter the first time. It happened during the interview, apparently. His first interview ever. Tell us a bit more about what happened in here. Sorry, I'm yawning. Happened the night of the murder. No, let's keep asking more. This woman, Vera. She's Mr. Meacham's daughter, right? Yep, a real sickly girl ever since she was little. Hardly ever went outside. She kind of give off withdrawn sort of aura. She's homeschooled by her father, apparently. It's quite a scene when they took her to the detention center. She was screaming about how she'd die if they took her outside. That does sound like a scene. In the end, she agreed to leave if she was allowed her good luck charm for company. Her good luck charm? The book. Apparently she has this charm that magically gives her the courage to go outside. Why can't I ever get a normal client? Why don't such a shut-in daughter kill her own dad? Look at me. About the poison. It was found to be in his coffee, right? No. Not precisely. Not precisely. What does that mean? You can see for yourself, I think. And that's about forensic science. Maybe it can help us out here. Don't forget, flattery will get you everywhere with her. Follow? Huh? What are you whispering about? Well, I'm thinking. I mean, what is it we always do when we run into a crime scene? What is it we always do? Scientifically. Oh, you know me too well. Okay. Maybe we can get scientific now. I suppose, just this once. Hi, Treeborn, you finally made it! Yeah, we got the dead body here. I suppose just this once. If anything you find suspicious, we'll check it out. Like I said, last time was the first time someone from the outside came in to the studio. There's mysterious painters who never go outside and make for good articles. So it happened that he died the night of his first interview. At 9 p.m. every night, Vera always made him a cup of coffee. Last night he drank his usual coffee and suddenly became violently ill. And died? She poisoned him on the night of his interview? Wouldn't the reporter see? He wasn't near Mr. Meacham when she brought her father his coffee. He was checking out some equipment in the back of the room. Supposedly, that's why she didn't notice he was there. There's a reporter who called the police, in fact. Wait, but why is she the suspect? You know, suspicious, it's the reporter. The reporter never got near Mr. Meacham's coffee. Even Vera acknowledges that. I want to know more about this reporter. Alright, so let's present this thing. The half-finished one. Oh, wait, we're just looking at it. Oh, look at this painting. You can see the rough sketch. Looks like it was only half completed. Oh, that's funny. Rough sketch and the finished painting look totally different to you? Too? They do, actually. What's that all about? Well, what do we have here? It looks like a clown to me. Look at a person thinking about something. I get worried. Like, what should I have for supper? Hot dog or hamburger? You know, I've always wondered about that. Why is there supper and dinner? Are they different meals for the same thing? Alright, let's dig into this one, shall we? Alright, so... where I'm from, the evening meal is called supper. That's what I've always heard. But... dinner is also a thing that is in the evening. So I consider them to be the same thing, but you can also have, like, dinner at lunch. So you can have a lunch dinner or an evening dinner, but supper is always at evening. And I think the difference between supper and dinner is supper is like your family, and dinner is like fancy. That's in my opinion. I don't know if that's actually true or not, but my opinion is it's, you know, I don't think I've ever heard, let's go have supper out. You go out for dinner. You don't go out for supper. You eat in the house, and sometimes it's just leftovers. That's what this person's thinking about. So the way, when my family was growing up, you'd have a meal, right? Okay, so we have a meal, like meal 1. And then on day 2, you'd have leftovers from meal 1, okay? Then day 3, you have another meal. That's meal 2. Then on day 4, you have the leftovers from meal 2. Then day 5, you have a third meal. And day 6, you have the leftovers from meal 3. And then on day 7, you have the leftovers from meal 1, meal 2, and meal 3 all together. And it's first come, first served. Whatever's left. That's how it always worked. It's not always how, that's how it works, but typically. Pufferfish. Is that a pufferfish? It's clearly a pufferfish. Oh, that's clearly a porcupine fish. They're not the same thing? You know what gets me? They've got all these needles, right? Let's protect that soft spot on the lower belly there. Nothing. They sit on the bottom. Let's remember to keep Poochie away from small, round fish. Is that another pufferfish? Hey, follow this painting. I know it. Huh? Really? That story where the old woman is doing the wash in the river? And this giant peach comes floating down? Might possibly be the strangest thing I've ever heard. James Giant Peach. Oh, is it really? Sounds right. So it is, supper is always evening. And dinner can be anytime. Also, have you heard of Brenner? That's where you have breakfast for dinner. And it's awesome. Oh, let's look at the back of it. Hold on. Okay, never mind. Listen, Emma, about this painting. Oh, that? Quite good, isn't it? Well, that's not what I wanted to ask you about. Dinner? Lunch for dinner? I mean, you can have... I don't think that works as well, because lunch, you can always have lunch food for dinner. Examine, is that it? I'd be happy to let you, if you had a good reason. About that, sorry. But she wants to do a little footwork on her own first. Emma, I was wondering about this painting here. Ah! DBZA? That one? Oh, Dragon Ball Z Abridged? I haven't seen that in so long, I don't know. Oh, that one, what about it? What about it? Yeah, what about it? Apollo? Take a closer look at it. Both of you. Now look at this one. This is the third painting he's working on. Dragon Ball Z Abridged. It's basically a fan-made parody of Dragon Ball Z. It follows the same story, but Goku is like a lovable moron. I don't know if that's actually what he's like in the real one, but he's just like this lovable moron, this really like complete moron. Why are you surprised I know about Dragon Ball Z? There was a kid in my school that was obsessed with Dragon Ball Z. Hey, they're the same. I was hoping you wouldn't find that. You're right, though. Drew Meacham was copying this painting. Wow, it's pretty good. Copying a painting. What for? Can we present now? Can we do it? Okay, not good enough. About this coffee mug. I hope you aren't trying to grill me for information. You know I'm not talking. Suppose you are the detective here. Why don't you two take a look yourselves? Got a clue I might not be unwilling to lend a hand. I think she's going to help us, Apollo. Let's check it out, this mug, shall we? Yeah, I really liked Hellsing Abridged. Hey, look there. The stainers look so healthy, Apollo. Must be the Blue Mountain stuff we've been hearing about. Tells me that even Blue Mountain coffee isn't this blue. This thing's probably... better ask Emma. How's the coffee not spill out? I really like Hellsing Ultimate Abridged. It's really funny. And about this mug. There's pale blue residue on the ground. Eh? Does that? Yes, well, it's just a rumor. But I've heard there's a kind of coffee called Blue Mountain. Pretty sure it isn't actually blue, Emma. Boy shows? What are you talking about, boy shows? That's not a boy show. It's just anime. What about boy shows? That's the thing I've never understood, like, you know. Like, what am I supposed to watch? Inuyasha? I mean, I did, but it's not because I'm a girl. Come on. Anyway. Alright, okay, you got me. That's left over for my testing spray. Forensic science, I knew your hobby was behind this somehow, Emma. It's not a hobby, so what kind of scientific stuff are you up to? This spray, that's what it turns blue when it touches poison. The poison that killed the victim was on this mug. That's right, see? It wasn't in the coffee. The killer applied it to the rim of the mug itself. Wow, that's amazing. It certainly is helpful. Technically, it's a shonen anime? Or little young boys anime? Huh, okay. You win, but technically, but to be fair, I never actually watched Dragon Ball Z. I watched Dragon Ball Z Abridged. Which I think falls under parody. Maybe I'd be willing to help us out a bit more. Just try buttering her up, Apollo. This butter will get you everywhere. Maybe worth talking to her a bit more. About poison analysis. It's great you were going to ask about that. This solution reduces stress for atroquinine. Wait, we heard about that earlier. Atroquinine, the deadly poison found in the autopsy. I've actually never heard of Cardcaptor Sakura. I've seen a little bit of Sailor Moon, but I never got anything. When I was younger, I never had anything that had Sailor Moon. Like, it wasn't available. Oh, I know that spark in her eyes. She's getting excited. Best tread lightly. One of the most virulent poisons, but it's absorbing the body astonishingly slowly. It takes at least 15 minutes from the time of ingestion for adverse effects to show. And guess what? Recent research has shown That's fine. CCS is good stuff. For kids anime, at least. We don't need to know all the gory details. Yeah, I get it. You spray the stuff on something you want to test, right? Precisely. You can find even the slightest trace of poison with this. Ah! Sorry, my slipper fell off. I want to try it too, Emma. Pretty please? You don't have to ask twice. I used it on everything suspicious, of course. Yay, let's give it a whirl, Apollo. Ah, what are you doing? I'm seeing if I got a reaction off of you. How's this for a reaction? Never do that again. I'm not poisonous. Tell that to those who hapless witnesses on the stand. Let's get down and check into the real poisons, shall we? Alright. We can't really spray, like, we can't spam spray like we can with other stuff. What am I missing? Am I missing something? Too bad, no reaction there. Oh, maybe there's not anything. I'm sure I'm gonna check out all the likely spots. Wait a second. What's it, Apollo? You see that little desk over there? I don't think so. The spade probably can't reach that far, you know. What? Mahou Sensei Nikima is one of the weirdest stories of genre-defying manga? I don't know what that is. Let's check it out, just to be sure. I definitely sprayed this thing. Eek! A reaction, Apollo! Ah! Where? Inside that cute little frame. Look. Would you look at that? Nice going, Trucy. I'm known to work magic. Never mind that, I was the one who found it. Deadly poison inside of a frame. All the inside of the frame had poison on it. Looks like I found the other only place there was poison in any case. Alright, nothing else. Can we say this to her and ask her about it? Emma, I was wondering if you could take a look at this. Look, I'm a detective. Detective, you can't just ask me any old thing and expect me to answer, okay? You need to be a little more focused in your inquiries. Scientific, even. I don't know if you get around to science. I think we're done here. Let's go. Just finished writing a long-lasting... I'm afraid to say some of these words. Eki harem manga that was very successful. Want to draw a shonen battle manga like DBZ next, but his publisher refused to let him. He insisted he write another harem comedy. Are you here to see Vera Misham? Yes, that's right. She's in the medical office at the moment. Medical office? She okay? She's lying down. Said she didn't feel so good. I'm sorry, but I can't allow any meetings at the moment. Most annoying client ever. Guess you should come back. Alright, pop in here. Okay, nothing here. Let's go here. Let's show him this. Hey, look at this painting. Ah, ha, ha, ha. So we're a store with 31 main female characters, very slowly trained into fighting manga with tournament arcs and everything. That's cool. Challenge, do you want to make the display very well? Give it to me. No, thanks. Looks like this. Oh, what was that look just now? I was just thinking how hard it is to get any information out of a magician. A challenge, is it? Wait, let's show him let's show him the other thing. Let's show him the envelope. I was wondering if you could tell me about this. Aha, why that bears the Karamori seal. Uncle Valent? Is something wrong? Trucy, where did you get this? Huh? Daddy gave it to me. Your daddy? My partner, Zach Gramery. No, my other daddy, Phoenix Wright. Why now? Why would your Lord Daddy... Lord Daddy? That's kind of stretching the whole arcade thing a bit. The signature on the back. Do you recognize it? That belongs to none other than Zach Gramery. What? Daddy signed this? I'd be so bold as to open it? I'm sorry, but I can't let you do that. Okay. What's this envelope, I wonder? Holy crap, was not expecting that reaction. I thought it'd be like, oh yeah, you know, that's for the show. Alright, well. Take a look at this. Nope, nothing. Can I just open it? Oh look, it's been opened and what's here? Right, I wonder if there's some way we can see what's inside. Should I get it open and stick it back shut? Let's not tamper with this evidence, shall we? Got a better idea. Emma, let's ask her. Emma, about this. Oh, that. Yes? Why is that a bright red envelope? Why, that's a bright red envelope. Sure is jumpy. Someone opened this, didn't they? My lips are sealed. Your lips are sealed? That's a first. I mean, you know what's inside the envelope? Sure. I read it, after all. Ah, you were the one who read this open. Ha, please. I would have seemed to open. Let's just take a peek at it, apparently. Now that I have a powerful weapon on my side. Weapon? Yes, the use of tools. Highly specialized tools for information gathering. Tools I wouldn't mind getting my hands on. Just try flattering her, Apollo. They say a little praise gets to open big doors. Never heard that one. It's good advice. Let's try talking to her some more. How that envelope we found. I was wondering if you could help us out with that tool you were mentioning. Hey, you want to know about my tool, do you? It's called an X-ray analyzer. X-ray? Like the X-rays you get at the dentist? That's right, at least that's what I call it. Huh? That's a real name, but it's much more complicated. X-ray spectralization. I don't think that's a real thing. Spectralization? I think it's spectralization. I think there's an extra I in there. I gotta know if that's a real word. Yeah, the only thing that came up is this game. It's the only thing that came up when I searched. Something. How am I supposed to remember all that? So basically, it lets you see inside things, like envelopes. We actually had an X-ray machine at work at some point. It never worked right. People were afraid to use it because it has, you know, radiation. But it was pretty safe. I think working next to it for a full day was like equivalent to eating like 4 or 5 bananas. Bananas are radioactive, if you wondered. I had 2 bananas today at work. I'm not dead yet. Bleh. I'm kidding, I'm fine. That's right, you're sharp, Trucy. But it's a bit more complicated than that. In practice, of course. I tell the truth, I'm not really sure how it works scientifically. Can I try it out, Emma, please? Oh, I suppose. Of course, I've already checked out everything suspicious myself. Alright, let's go to spend, Apollo. I normally do, but okay, so I have this thing. So I buy 7 bananas every week when I go to the grocery store, right? And when they start to go, like, get ripe, like when they start to get overripe, you know, they start to get a little bit spotty, I throw them in the fridge. I don't know if you know this, but when you stick bananas in the fridge, they basically don't get too ripe. They don't ripen further. But they do, the outside turns brown really fast. But the inside stays pretty good for a little longer. I mean, they will still rot eventually, but it takes longer. So anyway, I forgot. So I put them in there last week. Because when you thaw them out, they don't come out as good, in my opinion. They come out mushy too much. So when I put it in there last week at some point, probably like Wednesday is about when they start to go that way. And there was 1 left, and normally I would have had that on Sunday, yesterday. But I forgot it was in there, and so why would you can't eat a banana, like, then you gotta turn it into a smoothie. I have them with lunch. Anyway, so I forgot it was in there, and so when I went to go, whatever I was doing this morning, I think I put my milk back from having cereal. Okay, be safe. Enjoy the wedding. So I forgot it was in there. And so I noticed it when I put my milk up today, that there was still one in there. So I went ahead and threw it in my lunchbox today, but I wasn't sure because it's been an extra day. And it was very black. It's not usually so black. So I threw it in there just in case, and I just went ahead and had that one. But I'd already brought the other one. I brought 2 bananas, so I'm like, you know what? I'll just eat 2 bananas. It's fine. I'll eat 2 bananas. Yarg, what are you doing? Oh, just seeing if I could see through your hair. It's like lead. Point that thing at me anymore and it might all fall out. I would need an x-ray machine to see through it. Let's just get down to business, shall we? To defeat the Huns. Right, let's test out a sample first. So it happens that I have a lottery ticket here. What? You set the sample on the device like so. I don't see anything. Patience, there's no need to get all antsy. Look at the right side of the screen. That's the layer view from the envelope. Maybe you gotta set it to display the outside of the envelope now, see? Actually, it's quite clear to just have you give it a try. Cut it down there with the button, but I didn't. I'm not doing anything. Is it doing it? Ah, that's right. That's how you choose what depth you want. Scan. I got something. See, that's how you can read the letters on the ticket inside. Cool, huh? Except I can't read them. Turn the dial a little more. What you have to understand is that sheet paper isn't really flat at all. When you zoom in that much, you see that paper is like a bunch of hills and valleys. Oh, really? The X-ray device uses a beam with a wavelength of only 0.05 microns. That's very small. It breaks cards down into layers, so it can only show what's written on that layer. So I believe a micron is the same as a micrometer. So, okay, everybody knows what a meter is. Everybody knows what a centimeter is. A centimeter is like 0.3, no, it's like, I think it's like something like 0.3 inches. So, you got a centimeter. Well, a millimeter is 1/10 of a centimeter, alright? So a micrometer is 1,000th of a millimeter. So you're looking at 1/1000th of a meter. Or 1/10,000th of a meter. Or of a centimeter. 1/10,000th of a centimeter. Yeah, that's right. Race the cards down thin layers so you can only show straight on the layer. Not entirely following you, but what good is it if you can't read anything? That's why we go on to step 2. Try rubbing the image a bit, if you would. Rubbing? Like going over the image with... a whole space? Okay. Do it. Do we actually do it, or are they going to do it for us? Oh, there we go. It's like Pac-Man. There, that fixed the image on the screen. Now turn it out again, just a little. But now you can rub the image, fix it too. Yeah, I get it. Just keep doing this until we get the whole thing. Exactly, that bad. Neat, let's do some more. We're almost there. You lose. Oh, we keep going? Just keep going? I think we pretty much got all the way down. Did we get all the way down? I think that's it. Oh, there we go. I think we got down too far. Okay, let's figure this one out. Ouch, you lose. At least you know where you stand, eh? Anyway, now you see the true hidden power of my weapon. Oh, is it time for an ad? I think it's time for an ad. Nobody reminded me this time. Is Elk sleeping on the job? I'm kidding, it's fine. Hey, I'll be right back. I'm gonna brush my tail. I'll be right back. Alright, I'm back. We just got 30 seconds left of ads. 30 seconds. Not that much. You throw emerald on my head? Yeah, but that's okay. Alright, 2 seconds left. Alright, we're back. Alright, now you see the true hidden power of my weapon. Yeah, let's try it out on the real thing, shall we? Let's give it a shot. Okay. Alright. Rub, 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 rub. Rub, 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 rub. Okay. Alright. There we go. Okay, let's put this one out. Got it. Deposit 100,000 in the designated account. Please send a receipt once you confirm the transfer. Oh man, I'll take $100,000. Man, that'd be great. Someone deposit 100,000 in Mr. Richmond's account. Things must be really valuable. There's another page in there. Here, take a look. You bet I do. If you're going to read something, someone's married, you might as well read it all. Go to the second page then. All right, here we go. Alright, down we go. I'm gonna run the painting through next. Sign the papers and send the enclosed envelope. It reminds you to speak this to no one. Okay, let's finish this one out. Sign the papers and send in an enclosed envelope, an enclosed stamp within 3 days. I did not remind you to speak this to no one. There's a letter about payment for one of his paintings. Why all the secrecy, though? And what? Why was his letter the only one here? It's 7 years old, right? Maybe I had something special significance to him. Well, Emma? Well, indeed. She knows something she's not telling us. No way! No way. This is the envelope. 7 years. Was this guy her dad? Oh, look here. A handwritten signature. It says, I can't read it. Seems odd to me. I mean, isn't the signature intended to show ownership? Should no one can read it. Enough you can read it on your own? Oh, I never thought of that. Thought of it that way. This is the envelope. It got sent. Wait, where to see the text? Yeah, because remember, the guy's been dead for 7 years. Wait, where's the... Anyway, no subject have to... It looks like she's keeping his mom about it. Okay, so can we look at that now? Okay, so we can look at it now. So I was wondering... Let's take a look at it real quick. Sign the papers and send them in the enclosed envelope with the enclosed stamp within 3 days. There's no way, right? So I was wondering. What's the story about this reporter that came here for a story the night of the crime? But I can't tell you because he's going to be a witness tomorrow, I hear. I thought so. I'll never forget that face. What was his name? Oh, right. Brushel. Brushel. He's after his group to sell it to the papers. Brushel, I don't know. It sounds like a fox to me. So a reporter comes for an interview with a painter. His first interview ever, and that night he's killed. Seems strange to you? Really strange. It does raise a few questions. I'd like to speak with this reporter if I could. Well, I hear he's on the beat today, too. He said something about covering a magician. Magician? Well, if it's not Trucy, at least only one other person. Wasn't Valiant Grammar by any chance, was it? Yeah, something like that. He's got some big show lined up, I hear. He's out interviewing Valiant Grammar. Looks like I'll be heading out to that Coliseum again sooner than I thought. I'll give you that reporter's card if you want. Can I look at my stuff? I want to use this. I want to do the X-ray machine on this. Where is the X-ray machine? It's not here, is it? No, it's definitely gonna come up. I don't know how we. I don't know how. Oh, I was like, she disappeared. Emma, can we do that? We gotta figure out a reason to look at that, but it's clearly the answer. Guess you gotta have a good business card if you want to work freelance. Really? What's this? Camera lens finder? Or take photos too? If he's freelance, he'd have to. Maybe you should try being a prosecutor and defense attorney. Hey, Fox, we got classic Fox. You'd always win. Why don't I become a rock star too while I'm at it? Alright, well, let's go try to find the guy. Here. Let's present this card to him. So Journalist is here on a story. All eyes in the universe are upon my stage. All pins seek to commit its mysteries to paper. His name was Brushel. Brushel. I think he remembers him. He doesn't look too happy about it. Brushel, that cloying smell of mint when he smiles, yes. Can you tell us more about him? What do you want? Mr. Brushel, journalist. Remember that name called on me just now. Just now? I mean, I meant I can get it open. I mean, a half mint. There's like some pieces in here. If I eat the pieces, it's like almost a full mint. Okay. Just now. Balanced vision is always toward tomorrow. Balanced feet step always forward. That is all. That's all. Very confusing. I entered form a big magic show, yes? I wanted someone to cover it. Yet he had ears only for that incident. That incident? In any case, I requested that the rapacious reporter remove himself. So a painter has died, what of it? It is but a footnote in the footlights compared to the magic of Gramarye. Uncle Valiant, do you know where the reporter went? I recommend you visit that page proper or penalized perpetrators. Detention Center. He's a rude individual. Might I see that card? Sure. Here, tear apart my respectability. I will tear apart him. Well, here comes Apollo, Uncle Valiant's big magic trick. He's going to fix the card? Not sure that qualifies as big magic. No, he's going to make it disappear. What happened to the big magic? Aha, ha 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 ha. Isn't that more miraculous for it to stay ripped? He must have really not liked that journalist. Now time has come when I must return to make my prestidigitation preparations. By your leave, Miss Trucy. Thanks, Uncle Valiant. 3 days from now, make ready for a miracle. I like that guy. What do you think that journalist is after? And why did Valiant react like this to this envelope? I think it's time to pay the detention center another visit. I don't know why you can't just go everywhere. Detective! I think I hear what you're saying. We're all doing it for the money. End quote. No, not at all. Looks like someone's already meeting here. Maybe that reporter. Alright, this guy I don't like. Hey there, how you doing? Who might you be? This guy might be on meth. That's why he carries a toothbrush, because he takes care of his teeth so he doesn't get the meth teeth. Oh, sorry, we didn't know someone was already here. I'm Apollo Justice, attorney at law. Talk about a nervous monkey. I'm trying to figure out what is up with. Look at his hair. At that point, just shave it off. Maybe. You're Justice, you? You know me? Do I know you? Of course I know you. Stares down witnesses on stand until they spill beans. End quote. That's not true. What's he writing? What? Are you a reporter by any chance? Ooh, you're Trucy. Hey, am I famous? Oh yeah. Trucy Wright hates carrying a bag. Puts everything she owns in her panties. End quote. Eek, that's not true. Show on your breeches there. I'll wrap up this interview in a jiffy. Interview? So, guard, I think I know what's going on here. Guarding rooms in my life. What else could I possibly need? End quote. No, how many times do I have to tell you this? Look, I got work to do. You deal with him. Did you come here to interview the guard? Oh, what a pickle. Accused wouldn't talk, had to interview someone or go plumb crazy, end quote. Huh. Oh, she is here! I should have guessed. Where's the manners? Name's Brushel, Spark Brushel. I'm not picky, journalist. Just close eyes writes, end quote. You know, I've been watching a lot, or listening to a lot of SCP stories. This guy would make a perfect SCP creature. What's that nauseatingly strong mint smell every time he grins? If you've been interviewed by me, you don't know what a feeling is. Wild romp through crossroads of mayhem, madness, end quote. I can see that. He's writing something, again. Oh, he's a reporter. Maybe he knows something. So, Mr. Brushel, you're a journalist? Me? Look, let me state one thing for the record here. Yes? I'm the interviewer, you understand, yeah? I'm the one asking the questions here. End quote. Okay. For instance, you think a movie director watches movies? Well, I think he probably does. Exactly. I need to understand. Huh? No, I think he'd probably have, like, basically, let's see. I think, he would have this weird smile, and he would, like, walk up to you, and all of a sudden you find yourself unable to speak. And he would say things about you, and, like, you know, like, what you were going to do, and you would find yourself compelled to go do it. I guess what it'd be, like, but it'd always be bad stuff. Murder, mayhem, you know. Like my Tuesdays. So the night of the murder, you were at Drew's studio. Who? Me? Look, let me state one thing for the record. Yes? I may look calm and collected, but I'm busy. Real busy. Always on the road. Journalist always buys one-way ticket, never looks back. End quote. I understand that philosophy, but you wanna know that thing about one-way tickets? Once you use them, they're gone. Is he brushing his head? All because you have to give them to the guy at the airport. True enough. Don't they give normal tickets away too? Exactly, see? Same thing. What is? Sigh. So you went to do a story on Drew Mitchum. You never had a story done about him before. That's right. Look, let me say one thing for the record here. Well, what? I'm sure you're going to want to know about my source. What tipped me off to Drew? Why did I interview him in the first place? Well, yes. Look, it's like... Oh, I've got it. Say it's this burger joint with the fabulous ketchup. You think the burger guy's going to tell me where he got it? At the supermarket, maybe? Exactly, see? That's what I'm talking about. I think I may have actually understood that one. Well, there's nothing I can talk about, really. Walls have ears, eyes, especially glass walls with speakers. It's like this thing? I think this is supposed to be a glass wall with speakers. Right. Guess we'll leave then. Oh, since you're here, might as well tell you a tidbit of news I saw, just for the heck of it. Sure, tell us, just for the heck of it. I remember like it was yesterday. I'd seen a movie on a trip and wandered into this burger place with amazing ketchup. When an article in the tabloid caught my eye. Famous oil painting stolen from Art Deo's gallery. End quote, I believe. An oil painting. Happens every day, right? But I thought I'd seen that painting somewhere before. Painting of a giant peach floating down a river. Like this one? Someone stole an oil painting of a giant peach? Journalists can spell scoop better than burgers. End quote. Alright, let me go on the record here. Yes? I know what you're going to say. Russell, take this. Write brilliant column. End quote. I don't think so. Look, buddy, I write brilliant columns about one thing. That's food. Understand. What could you possibly be writing? You didn't listen to a word I said. Alright, nothing. Blah, blah, blah. Oh, nope, nothing. I hate this guy. I don't like him. Oh, I hate this guy. I hate him so much. Alright, let's go somewhere else. Let's go anywhere else. Back here. I don't want to look at the... Do you want me to go back and look at the camera? Well, how'd it go? Find anything out? Actually, there's one thing I wanted to check with you. What's that scary face you're making? Mostly I know something, but I'm not telling you the face you got going, am I? This painting came from behind that dresser. I guess so. It was stolen, though. I was hoping you wouldn't figure that out. You think you could tell us a bit about this? I suppose. What do you think? Drew Mission was a forger. A forger? Forger! Like that guy from the anime. What exactly is a forger? You have to get a kid and a wife and pretend to be a family. We got Fox Baker. Fox Baker! I think he's a forger. Well, basically, it's someone who makes forgeries. Fakes, in other words. Fakes. Copies of an original. Exact copies, so precise you can't tell them apart. Well, why not just photocopy them? The big problem with forgeries is that people try to sell them as the real article. It's a crime, of course. Brushing my hair down again. Lalafell Fox. Pop. It's a crime, of course. So Drew Mission was a criminal. I'm afraid so. He received money to create elaborate forgeries. To supplement his work as an illustration, I guess. I see. Actually, that's why I brought this here in the first place. What do you mean? When you're trying to determine if a painting is a forgery, the rough sketch underneath can be a valuable clue. So sketch is like a practice for the real thing. Like doing a magic trick in front of a mirror before you go on stage. But not in the case of a forgery, not necessarily. Anyway, you know what the finished product is going to look like, after all. Oh yeah, I guess you would. That's why I bought this. I'm going to use it to see what's underneath the painting of the finished pieces. Get it now? Not that we need to give such links. Here's how one of the paintings was only half finished anyway. So it'd be neat to see Mr. Mission's rough sketches. Kind of like what he was drawing when he thought no one was looking. True. That would be interesting, and maybe valuable for our case. You should try buttering her up, Apollo. Thought it would get you everywhere, they say. Maybe I should ask him to help us out. I want to see this one. I kind of want to see the rough sketch under this painting. I was wondering if your tool there might do the trick. Oh, fine, fine. Just this is what I know. Let's check it out. Here we go. Nope, I'm butterproof. Almost. Oh, that was cool. Okay, let's pick this one out. Oh, that looks better than the original. I like it. What? What the heck? Oh, it really blows. Finish painting isn't anything like the rough. The best that mine didn't exist until recently. He probably thought he could draw any sort of thing he wanted for the rough. What do you mean? Well, in the past, you could only analyze the composition of a rough sketch. Composition? In other words, the traces of card when you're painting the canvas. You could tell if there had been a rough sketch. Not what it looked like. Ah, I think I follow you. In essence, it wouldn't matter what was underneath to finish painting. Some probes actually paint out a rough sketch entirely, and do a completely new painting on top of that. Mr. Misha was drawing whatever he wanted before he painted over them. Possibly. Is there a problem with that? Not particularly, but something about the sketch itself is kind of odd. It's from the rock show, remember? That was the sound I was on Apollo. Can we check out one of the other paintings? Oh, sure. It's detective stuff, don't you? Yeah, let's get this one. I think this was probably the right one, but let's look at the fish. I'll look at the fish. Let's look at the fish! It's a tuna fish. That means it's a poster. It's a tuna fish. Sounds like it says tuna fish. But it's not. This is gonna be the right thing though. Wait. Yeah, let's put this one. This is something different too. Oh, that looks cool. Wait, it's our cases. That's the noodle cart. There are cases. This one too. What's wrong, Apollo? I'm so serious all of a sudden. You think I could just look at the last one of these? Fine with me. Knock yourself out. It's our cases. This is gonna be the card game. Card game. Let's figure this out. Yeah, there's our cases. Well, what the heck is all this? I say to ask why you're getting so excited. You sure your device isn't leaking some kind of strange radiation? Just look at these 3 sketches. Do you notice anything? Ah! There. They're both white sheets. What's going on? These sketches are the 3 cases I worked on. What? The murder in the poker room at the Borscht Bowl Club. The dead man pulling the noodle stand. And then the events that transpired during the Governor's concert. What could it mean? How could he have drawn those things? And why? That's what I want to know. Wait, is Drew Meacham your father? No, he's not. Give me a break. Does that seem even remotely possible to you? Back to shock. I never even heard of Drew Meacham before. I hadn't even seen a picture of him. But there were my cases, drawn on his canvas. Every single one of them. It could have been a coincidence. Just who was this Drew Meacham? And what did he have to do with me? To be continued. Alright, next chapter. You know, when I heard we wouldn't have to be able to do much the first thing, I thought it'd be a lot shorter. Actually took a while. Good morning. So, you're Vera, right? I'm Trucy. Trucy Wright. That's right with a W. But not right, right? We're on your side. You can tell us anything, please. Oh, you know what's really funny? If you make a password or something, it's like something like this. 1, 2, 3, 4, all lowercase. Imagine that as your password. So when people ask, hey, what's your password? Like Wi-Fi password, 1, 2, 3, 4, all lowercase. Or something like, you know, numeral 1. Or I guess numeral 2 might be better. 227. You also have one so that's 1 1 2 2s 3 3s 4 4s. Something like that. I don't know. You can tell us anything, please. It's just silly Wi-Fi passwords. Good morning. She speaks! Anyway. Just random. My birthday? You think I'm born 2,000 years from now? No, not bad, not bad. I think you do better with a little smile, you know? You're so pretty. You can sell yourself, you know? Seriously, let's take it easy for starters. Thank you for taking my case. I like the little bear. That's cute. Oh, she signed it too. Okay, well that's a start, I guess. That's her lucky charm. There she goes with the nail polish again. That's not nail polish, that's a statue. That's great, really. It's so cultured. Want to try? Oh, really? It's girls. You gotta take off your gloves for that, Trucy. Victim Drew Measham was a forger. His stolen painting was found in his studio. A life of crime, really. Maybe one that led to his death. Well, we will now, begin the, trial of, Vera Measham. The judge is all flustered. Is the judge okay? His voice is all raspy, and he's looking around all nervous-like. Repercussions of today's trial will most likely be felt for a long time. It may indeed alter our legal system forever. Case test the jury system. And the first step toward a new order in our courts, Daddy's secret mission. The jurors will function like a jury. It is hoped their inclusion will help the courts to better reflect the people's will. Why aren't there any jurors in the courtroom? 3 closed-circuit cameras watch this courtroom at all times. The jurors have access to everything that transpires. Jurors, Judge Well and Judge Cool. Now see here, Prosecutor Gavin. I was going to say that. My apologies, Air Judge. Jurors, say today's trial coolly, if you would be so kind. The jurors are unbound by the letter of the law. They don't affect the trial with evidence, but by their feelings. You're about to find out just what effect they're going to have. Earl Prosecutor Gavin, the details of the case, if you would. Here's the painter Drew Measham. He was killed in his own studio. His coffee was poisoned by whom, you ask? None other than the defendant, Vera Measham. Was he poisoning the coffee? Aktung, someone's been doing their homework. Indeed, poison is not present in the coffee. But on the mug itself. The mug, our residue was found on the rim, I see. Autopsy report describes the manner of our victim's death. Court accepts this as evidence. Alright, so 9 to 9:30. According to this report, the victim's death was caused by atropine poisoning. The chemical compound does not occur naturally. These doses are a mere 0.002 milligrams. That is very small. For example, the medicine I take for my allergies is 10 milligrams. And it comes in this little pill. And you may or may not know this, but most pills are like a very small percentage of active ingredient. Most medicines, in fact. Like cough syrup. Cough syrup is like 60% sugar, 30% water, and then the rest is like other stuff. Like you have your preservatives, you have your, binding agents, you have your pH buffer. There's a lot of stuff in cough syrup. But like the 10% is like all that stuff. Yeah, by definition, if something is a syrup, it's more than 50% sugar. A touch of atropine in the body is a touch of the Reaper's scythe. Very well, Prosecutor Gavin. May I present your witness. I have for you today a simple man for a simple case. A man who witnessed the murder in its entirety. Oh no. That journalist, no doubt. I hate this guy! Witness will state his name and occupation. Alright. Why does his nose turn pink? Well, stars, my name is Spark Brushel. My job is a lone observer of the world. In other words, a freelance journalist, right? If you don't mind, I'd like to state something here for the record. Yes, Mr. Brushel, everything you say is on the record. I'd like conclusions, specifically the aspect of jumping to conclusions. Preconceptions make park sandbox of endless desert waste. End quote. I don't like him. But you are a journalist. You said so yourself yesterday. Well, that's true, yes. But you must understand, I stand before you today, a man with a dream. And I'm offering you my testimony in exchange for exclusive rights to the story. Scoop turns Mr. Brushel into that Mr. Brushel. End quote. Let's hear your testimony then, shall we? Simple case, eh, Gavin? For me, the jury is still out. Which is ironic, because the jury is technically out of the room, but watching. Visit studio around 9 that night to do the interview. First outsider into the atelier, journalistic history mage. End quote. His daughter brought us coffee right after we started. You know what happened next. Star falls. End quote. No one else in the room besides her the whole time. Okay, so here's my issue with it. The timing. And that's just not like a simple case. Unless you were the one who poisoned him. What are you saying, Judge? Ahem. May I remind you, the cameras are rolling today. I felt the need to be a bit dramatic. You didn't do it, did you? You do a thing like that? Come on, that's like newsmaker making the news, end quote. Even contemporary witness hunt, end quote. I know, wild accusations rock courtroom, end quote. Ha 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 ha, rock indeed. That's what Gavin sure looks like he's having fun. I'm so happy for him. He's thrilled. Taking our time. Okay, we still got 25 minutes for we need more ads. Mr. Jester, your cross-examination, please. Something about the timing is wrong. This is around 9 that night to the interview.
Hold it!
9 at night? Isn't that a little late for an interview? If the great painter Drew Mitchum says come at 9, believe you me, I go at 9. First, and as it turned out, last interview with such a prolific painter. Right, can you tell us what it was like when you arrived? First outsider to enter the atelier, journalistic history made.
Hold it!
Tell, like, details. You're the first reporter ever in Drew's studio. Posterity will look back on that night as a turning point in journalistic history. A basically insignificant step for all mankind. But a giant step for that Brushel guy. End quote. Interesting. No one on the outside had ever had access to the studio. The nose keeps running. You know, it served to reason that the deed was done by an insider. By which he means Vera did it. So how did this epoch-making interview go? His daughter brought us coffee right after we started.
Hold it!
Do you mind being a little more specific? Oh, wait, let me tell you. Angela Kappa. In fact, it all began when I was in 3rd grade. No, wait, 4th grade. That's not what I meant. Now we gotta know what Air 4 is driving at. This coffee the victim was served. Did anyone other than the victim touch it? Right, that. That's what I was going to say, really. Well, now, if you've got a question to ask, you best straight up ask it. As I tell all the new recruits. Several times if necessary. Write for a grade schooler. That's my motto. Let's just say I can only write grade schooler level stuff, mind you. Who touched the coffee? Don't know. I was in the back, looking at the studio's equipment when she served it. And what happened next? You know what happened next. Star falls in the quote.
Hold it!
What's this about a star falling? Star falls, huh? It's like an old telegram. Send money, over. Zowie, you don't know? That's like a journalistic code word. An important person who's passed away. A star falls, get it? There's no gravity in space, is there? I don't think stars could fall, really. Does this matter? Also, there is gravity in space. There's a lot of gravity in space. That's like the one thing that space has. Boy, so good stuff, good stuff. Well, star breaks. Nah, I like punch. I know, star dies. Nah, I like imagination. Of course, you could go with Drew dies, straight to the point. I like it. I think we need to hear about something a little more substantial. How about when Mr. Meacham passed away? Oh, well, what a scene that was. He must have gotten knocked down with a crash, right? Yes, and then? When cold figure death touched his spine. That's flame sputters and falls. So cold was that touch, he could do not but tremble uncontrollably. So that's flame is a little tired. That's river flows over. Yes, that's a go. He started his article already. Describe that a little more simply. As you can imagine, I was pretty surprised. Hit the floor, as they say. Artist teacher his final performance. End quote. Advocating paralyzed central nervous system. After 15 minutes! By arched back like a bow, then limbs tremble, the throat burns. That's quite enough of that. I just want to be able to sleep tonight. Oh yeah? Oh, details. Lots of juicy details. That you can listen to our last year's hit single, Atropine My Love, by the Governors, available at all major music outlets. The point here is the victim died of atropine poisoning. Well, Mr. Justice, how'd you find that testimony? Well, as an account of the moment of the victim's death, I'd say it's very important. Please add it to the testimony. Very well. Court requests the witness to add this account to his testimony. It's the timing!
Hold it!
You say it was definitely death by poison. How can you be so sure? Hey look, I'm a journalist. I've seen a lot of things. I've had more than my share of experience with so-called poisonings. And fishy fish goes bye-bye. End quote. The poison doesn't count. Should I get him to talk about something else? Maybe we should have the coffee too. Did you actually see him drink the coffee? Of course, who sees it wins, but he says it wins bigger. End quote. I live in a man sees dog eat dog and writes about it world. Yet? I guess I can't say I saw him drink it, really. He had one so-called sip. That man puts lips in mug, drinks, end quote. That poison is quite violent, I hear. My stomach is so-called somersault, so I gulped down that coffee without so much as a second glance at it. Hey, maybe something's there, some kind of so-called trick. Anyone want to venture a guess, for the record? Can I have a pause button? Justice? Find that testimony valuable? Very important. Victor drank his coffee, then immediately fell over. Oh yes, you can go to the press for that one. Right, this is a vital piece of information. Please add to the testimony. Yeah, that's what I was trying to get at, the timing. Girl, let's add this to the testimony. Vital, right. Yeah, one sip, if that. Next point is on the floor.
Hold it!
So he either took a sip, or he didn't, and then fell over. Oh yes, indubitably, just like that. Wham bam. Shmisha drank the coffee and fell over immediately. Oh, I think Russell was telling the truth, too. Should I get him to talk about something else? No need. Problem with the testimony is already pretty obvious. No one else entered the room besides the whole time. I was pressed here. Can you say that for sure? Sure? Sure. I'm sure. Justo's is a big place, kiddo. I know if someone else had to come in. Well, they've been hiding in there from before. If someone had been hiding in the studio, they hardly could have poisoned that mug without anyone noticing. The guy, Spark Special, would miss something as obvious as that? No way. It may sound exciting. I guess that's his job. But one moment we need to focus on, really. The moment when Drew Mission died? Exactly. Has to be something there. Alright. Present it. You know what I have a problem with? A particular property of the poison used? Atropine. Oh, Prosecutor Gavin was quite clear about the poison. A lethal dose of 0.002 milligrams paralyzes the central nervous system. If you drank that, even you, Mr. Justice, would be reduced to a quivering pile. Why using me as an example? Unfortunately, we weren't told everything. There's a vital omission in Prosecutor Gavin's information. An omission? Atropine is as violent as he says. But death doesn't come upon ingestion. Death doesn't come upon ingestion, not immediately. That's because atropine is a slow-acting. Slow-acting? What? According to one forensic scientist, it's one of the most virulent poisons, but it's absorbed in his body astonishingly slowly. It takes at least 15 minutes from the time of ingestion for adverse effect to show. So you don't get any symptoms for 15 minutes. You probably don't die for like an hour. We suppose that moment that Mr. Mission sipped the coffee was when he sealed his fate. Then he would still have had time left to enjoy his last cup of joe. Wow, look how skinny he is! Order! What's the meaning of this? What the witness says is correct. Why, that contradicts the entire testimony we just heard. Well, Mr. Special, anything to say on the record? So acting S-L-O-W-A-C-T. It was virulent, alright. Also, here's the thing. Why isn't the jury in the room? We have all this audience. Why couldn't the jury be there? Even then, I had already begun digging into his closet as a journalist. He's working on a scoop. Sigh. It's Brushel, yeah? Air Brushel? Let's take a trip back down memory lane. Huh? Did the victim really die the instant he took a sip? Think it over. This is vital. You know what I think? I think that was a not-so-subliminal suggestion. End quote. I admit it does cause a problem if he died when you say he died. I'd be forced to say auf Wiedersehen to my simple case, and you'd be forced to say farewell to your article. Alright, he's clearly witness tampering. Come again? You can't write a story based on conjecture, can you? As the case drags on, other reporters will pick up on the scent. And you'll be forced to kiss your exclusive scoop goodbye. Scoop? Wait. Did his tongue go through his teeth? Are his teeth, did they really? Oh, maybe that's his gums. Scoop. Look, wait, just wait. Just 1 second. We're waiting. Out with it. I think I just recalled a so-called important detail. Revival of recollection, end quote. The story's survival, end quote. Attorney utterly confused, end quote. Why are you confused? Gavin clearly contaminated the witness. Actually, I did notice something when I visited the studio. I'd heard of poison that takes a sweet time, see? But not what I've been saying for the last few minutes, apparently. Mr. Brushel, are you saying you noticed something that explains what happened? You bet I am. The antidote for a poisonous contradiction. End quote, you might say. Or I still have no idea what you're talking about. End quote, I might say. Or how about journalist lies on the stand to make up details so he can still get his story, end quote. I might say. Figured out, but only after an in-depth interview. See, thanks to my journalism skills, I know who poisoned that coffee. Order. As far as I can tell, the witness is standing by his testimony. And Mr. Mission died the instant after he drank. Of course I'm standing by my testimony. And my dream of exclusive rights to his story. Heck. I suppose there's too much to hope for. Well, once. Hold on. Hold on. Hold on. Oh, looks like you have to take this back part off. First put a photo inside. It's a really small photo fit in there. True, and that pale stain. How would they be poisoned on something like this? Well, there's one obvious reason. Whoever put poison in the coffee rubbed a bit on here, too. It's not very obvious, Trucy. Look at this, can I turn it? I like to turn it so it's this way. Maybe. Okay. Look at the shape of it. This frame is 2 inches by 2 inches. I don't know if it's this side, but let's assume this is 2 inches by 2 inches. Does this shape look like anything to you? I think it looks like a postage stamp. So he was poisoned with a stamp. But why is it framed? So he licks the stamp, he sends off the letter, and he's got so much on his mouth that when he sips his coffee... Well, you would be the stamp expert. So then he gets the poison from the stamp onto the coffee cup, and then he dies. Alright, so we don't know who sent it. We don't know who sent the thing. Anyway, carry on. That's where I was going with that. Well, of course he wouldn't choose a simple case, not him. Him? Phoenix Wright, who else? Octung, Airbushel, report for us if you would. What is it you noticed? This court is a critical trial of the jury system. I'm afraid no room for doubt is permissible. You will testify to the court about what you noticed. Oh, of course it's going to be complicated. It's Phoenix Wright, as I just pointed out. When I arrived at the studio, Mr. Mission was at his desk. He continued writing a letter. He quickly sealed the envelope. I thought nothing of it at the time, of course. Now think about it. What if he was writing a suicide note? A suicide note. Yes, he had this look on his face. Man's face inscrutable as a quadratic equation. End quote. Suicide? Poor Mr. Measham. That means Vera's innocent. Would someone commit suicide in the middle of an interview? Oh. Very well, you may begin your cross-examination. When I arrived at the studio, Mr. Measham was at his desk. Oh, wait. Crap. He's at his desk. What was he doing? Was there anyone at the studio other than Mr. Measham? Well, his daughter, Vera, of course. Was anyone besides Mr. Measham and Vera present? Not a single one. Not a cat, not a rat, not even a mouse. The only person who didn't belong to that studio there was you, wasn't it, Mr. Brushel? Ah, I know what you're doing. I know your game. Attorney used a classic Ramsden phenomenon ploy. End quote. You intend to suggest that this reporter is a suspect. I'm sure you also intend to present evidence supporting that assertion, correct? In the meantime, let's move along, shall we? He seemed to be writing a letter, but he quickly sealed the envelope. So put the letter away when he saw you. Well, the reporter gets worm. End quote. That's my secret. I'm not sure I follow. It's not an interview. I arrived 15 minutes ahead of schedule. The handle turns, the door opens, and I barge in. Are you sure that's okay to do? I mean, isn't that a lawful entry, really? Mr. Mitchell sure seemed to think so. You should have seen him. He crammed his letter into the yellow envelope as fast as he could. No secret when I spot one, and that was one. That seems significant. Well, Mr. Justice, I wonder. It does have the right ring of something important. This finds the testimony vital, Your Honor. Very well, please add it to the testimony, then. Hey, why not? My account comes free of charge. The yellow envelope, I heard it was left at the crime scene.
Hold it!
And you saw him seal this yellow envelope with his letter? Hey, don't look at me like that. I saw what I saw. Oh, you think this might be our big break, yeah. I need to show some decisive evidence now. do we have? Big yellow envelope. There it is, autopsy report, that's it. Thought nothing of it at the time. Thought nothing of it at the time. Didn't think anything that might be wrong at the time. Hey, we're not going for an info. That's what I'm there to do. Reviewer finds looking. I gotta sneeze. Okay, she's successful. Interviewer finds looking more effective than caring. End quote. What about now? Thinking back on it, did you sense anything strange in Mr. Misham's behavior? Well, yeah, that's why I'm telling you all this to begin with. Very well, continue with your testimony. Now think about it. What if he was writing a suicide note? Suicide note? Well, yeah, don't quote me or anything. I'm saying it's a possibility, you know. Didn't actually check the letter. Of course not. It was sealed. Contents of can unknown until can is open. End quote. Now let's check the label. Think Mr. Meacham was writing a suicide note? If he was, that would solve the case in a jiffy. That makes me wonder about that letter. But we don't have it. Alright, let's save real quick. This is like the first time I haven't been sure. That's not very helpful.
Objection!
As just so happens, there was a single letter in a desk drawer at the scene. In a red envelope. What? Well, what are you doing with his tie? How's your Gavin? Yes? Was the yellow envelope found at the scene of the crime? Unfortunately, no. Air forehead. That's going pretty well. Did you have fun at the wedding? The air forehead. It's easy to mistake the color of an envelope. I guess, but not this envelope. You see, it was postmarked already, 7 years ago. Oh, Mr. Brushel? I can explain that. Drew, right? He wanted to get that letter in an envelope, pronto. Get out of sight of my beady eyes, right? So he grabbed the nearest envelope and crammed away. What about the whole red and yellow envelope conversation, chump? Mr. Justice? Have anything to say to the witness's claim? That night, Victor put a yellow he had been writing in the red envelope. That's impossible. Ah, I like your expression. So full confidence. It's simple, really. As it so happens, the defense team investigated the contents of the envelope with the assistance of a forensic scientist. What? Look, this letter is addressed to Drew Meacham. Oh? Why would he address the letter to himself? Let alone send a suicide note to himself. I've been scooped! Order, order, order! Mr. Brushel, can you explain this to the court? Oh my. My, how could I have forgotten? I suppose this happens to be the best of us. Reporter gets old, forgets thoughts. End quote. I'm still waiting for an explanation, Mr. Brushel. Well, that's the thing, see? I did put his letter in the envelope. Mr. Meacham sat there and searching his desk drawer for something. His desk drawer? It's a stamp, a so-called postage stamp. End quote. A stamp, whatever for. Well, to mail his letter, what else? And then, why, yes, I think I saw him put it in his letterbox. It's his yellow envelope. And he put it in that box. Well, apparently, this yellow letter has nothing to do with this case. I wish it did. Just think if that were a suicide note, what a story. Starlight suicide note in front of reporter, false, end quote. As I was saying, it has nothing to do with this case. I said, yes, Your Honor? Makes me wonder about the contents of that red envelope. $100,000 is quite a good deal of money. This was from 7 years ago, yeah? So am I finished? Here, I mean. Am I finished here? I was thinking of, you know, going home to start writing. I hate to say, but it should be pretty obvious to anyone. When you catch the scent of a story, you make that, or rather, unique face. Ah, come on. Attorney has active imagination, little else. End quote. Even I know something, and my eyes aren't what they used to be. You know, I'm starting to understand what all this perceiving stuff is all about. I don't time. Alright, got 3 minutes till we're supposed to run ads again. Just active imagination, end quote. Please, continue with your testimony. Tell us about the scent of the story. Hey, I don't ask him questions here. See, does that not look like his tongue is going through his teeth? Usually. Look at it, look at it! He has massive gums. Alright, do we want to go ahead and... let's go ahead and go do our brushing, and then we'll be back, okay? We're just going to do... Let's see, what do we need? Like 2 minutes? 2 minutes fads, I think? 2 minutes fads should be plenty. Hopefully we make it back in time. I'll be right back. Hey, I made it. I made it. Okay, we're good. We got 9 seconds left. Perfect. Okay. Alright, 2, 1. Alright, we're back. It's the end of a story. Actually, it took a bit of work to get a thumbs up on the interview. Reporter leverages story gets his interview, end quote. Story concerned a certain case from 7 years ago. That red envelope probably had something to do with it. Say what you will, but Drew's talent was without compare. So he threatened to go to the press with his story. That's how you got your interview. Blackmail? Well, yes. I mean, no. It wasn't exactly black. I mean, I'm not Something wrong, Mr. Brushel? Look. This is my story. My tidbit. Journalist info is livelihood, end quote. I see. Why have me chatting away in here? What's going on out there? What's some Wally Wordsworth or Sally Scooper gets word of my story, they could be going to press while I'm going to waste. Court feels your pain, Mr. Brushel. Mr. Justice, let's pick up the pace. Certain case 7 years ago. Wait, 7 years ago. Oh, it says all the hallmarks of... Uh-oh. So a bit of work to get a thumbs up on the interview.
Hold it!
I'm gonna press everything that will perceive everything. Victim Drew Measham had an aversion to reporters. Well, I guess not even my considerable charms did much for him. I finally got my thumbs up, that is. Can you elaborate on that bit for us? Poor Lover's story gets this interview, end quote.
Hold it!
Exactly what sort of story was this? A little one, like I said. Nothing more, nothing less, nothing in between. End quote. I might suggest I had a lead on this particular story. But I didn't threaten or cajole or nothing, honest. The just was enough to get an interview. Mr. Meacham must really want to keep it under wraps. Story concerned a certain case from 7 years ago.
Hold it!
Certain case? 7 years ago? Tell us, what case? Let me say one thing, Mr. Attorney, and you can quote me on this. I can't talk about that case. Well, why not? It's about journalistic pride and staunchness and credibility and connections. Journalist reveals sources only over his dead body. End quote. What'll it be? Gonna strangle me? Dead men don't tell tales, Mr. Attorney. Sounds pretty determined not to talk. Oh. There's a Twitter website, yeah? What anything in particular on Twitter? I have a Twitter account. I don't ever log on to it, but I have it. They brought back a wolf from the Ice Age? No, that was a saber-toothed cat. Oh, our chances of breaking his will aren't looking good. The red envelope probably had something to do with it.
Hold it!
I don't think most like scientific discoveries are posted on Twitter. And I don't see anything in the news. Wait. Oh yeah, I see the news stories now. It says they're using it. They didn't say they did use it. The dire wolf. Interesting. I gotta sneeze again. That's really cool. I gotta sneeze again. Right, I sneeze. Good sneeze. On the one hand, we have a story, on the other hand, this letter. What makes you think the two are related? Oh, I was just saying, it's possible. Call it reporter's intuition, end quote. I say a lot of things. If you're going to pick up all of them apart, be my guest. All of them? No, just the incredibly suspicious ones. I see anything else to add about Mr. Meacham? Drew's talent was without compare. How amazing was Mr. Meacham's talent? Huh? The wee boy, I mean, hey, he's a star, Star, full of his brush is like a great undulating river across the canvas. Artist paints light up true like sun. It's a viable, genetically altered white wolf? Yeah, it seems really complicated. Artist paints light up like true like sun, end quote. This guy is full of wacky gestures. That one just now was wackier than usual. It's kind of nervous to me, Apollo, definitely. This is something different than before here. It's time to bring out you know what. That's when I left a bad taste in my mouth. It all makes sense. Nothing jumped out as ridiculous. What the story he's talking about is. Must have been good to get an interview with a famous recluse like that. Something powerful enough to drag Drew Meacham out of hiding. I wonder. It has something to do with Mr. Meacham's art. Well, let's perceive. Let's proceed on this one. It's probably not the face, it's probably the hand. Can we look at the hand? Oh, there's the hand, hold on. Let's go back to... No, no good. I don't think it's that one. Is it here? I'm trying to perceive it, but I'm not seeing it. I think it's either the third or the fifth, honestly, but I don't see... Like I'm looking everywhere, but I'm not seeing it. Like I thought it'd be the thought it'd be the toothbrush, but I'm not seeing it. I'm not seeing it. The forehead, is it getting more shiny? Does the ears move? I'm not seeing anything.
Hold it!
Let's press on it. We talk about the case. Gotta be something here. I think it's the next one. But I don't see, like... I don't see anything. Wait, do you think he stopped smiling at some point? You start sweating? Is it time to use that? Maybe it's not time to use this. Hold on. Outside. Any armpits? Let me take a look. Oh.
Gotcha!
I suppose you're hiding something. York! Don't you out of all of a sudden like that? You'll give a guy a heart attack. I'm sorry, it's just what you were moving just now. It's particularly suspicious. What's that supposed to mean? Seriously, I'm just sort of averagely suspicious? Yeah. I'd say you're above average suspicious at all times. Sorry, my mistake. You're fine. I know I'm onto something here. Time to focus. Did you look Drew's town without compare?
Gotcha!
So much, Mr. Brushel? Hey, yeah, well, man can't help his glands, you know? More than that, when Mr. Mission's talent was missioned, you suddenly began to sweat buckets. Ack, you're hiding something about his talent. What? That's ridiculous. Evidence time. I show where Mr. Mission's true talent lie. Sometimes I have evidence showing the talent mentioned in that letter. I can't help but wonder what the court's supposed to conclude from this evidence. Other than that you've made a horrible mistake. Amber Bridge first cross first, end quote. Let's try it again. To reveal what Mr. Mission really was. It's so hard, right?
Take that!
This painting was found in Mr. Mission. Like, what did they? This is the same thing! This painting was found in Mr. Mission's studio. There are two problems with this painting. First is it wasn't painted by Mr. Mission. Second is that there was another painting in the studio, which looked exactly like this one, except it was only half done. Then we have a letter discussing a payment of $100,000, which suggests a certain business operation. This is making forgeries. Awoog! That's all, Your Honor. Everyone, please, everyone. Can we keep this private? Please. This is my story, my scoop. Forgery, that's a serious crime. Drew Mitchell was known as an artist these days. There were rumors he dabbled in another kind of art until a few years back. Another art meaning forgery? Drew Mitchell was talented, alright. talented at making precise, detailed fakes. In fact, certain criminal elements were quick to discover. Criminal elements? What? You can't seriously be talking about... Exactly. I'm talking about forging evidence. It started circulating 7 years ago. So 7 years ago? So are we to understand that this letter, this payment of $100,000 was for... Exactly. Forged evidence, that's tidy profit, end quote. Random Fox. Yeah, Pearl Fox. Order, order, order. Why, it's like our victim is living a double life. Aha, this is my chance. So the victim had ties to the criminal world, right? We could have had plenty of inmates we know nothing about.
Objection!
This is my first time hearing of this criminal world. We certainly found no criminal connections when we conducted our investigation.
Objection!
How do you explain all this money? You have to admit there's a possibility of some illegal activity here.
Objection!
But there's no proof tying this letter to our case. Our case was, and remains, simple from the beginning. Only the defendant could have poisoned that mug that night. And you, of course... Hey, the only thing I poison is my pen when I'm writing reviews. Mr. Buster, your testimony to this point has been quite unreliable. It doesn't speak well of your reporting acumen. What are you talking about? My journalism is rock solid. Journalism so solid you could stand on the elephant on it. End quote. In any case, let's hear a summarized recap of your testimony. We can ascertain the situation in the studio from the recap. The trial is over. Oh, what's he talking about? Our examination showed Mr. Buster didn't have a reason or means to poison him. As long as there's no other suspects. And the killer had to be Vera, that's what. Next testimony is our last chance. Mr. Buster, your testimony, please. Alright, last chance. The only other person in the studio that night was the defendant. It's Vera who poured the coffee. She's admitted as much herself. Nothing that touched Drew's lips during the interview was that mug. And nothing left that studio after he died. Nothing. The only one who could have poisoned him was his daughter. Nice testimony. Clear, succinct, and without room for doubt. Aw, shucks. Do you think so? Hopefully this clarifies the situation that night. Well, Mr. Justice, you may begin your final cross-examination. We're right. Still have one trump card left to play. I won't let this trial end until I use it. We still have the envelope we have. I don't know if it's weighted, though. The only other person that went through that night was the defendant. My back itches. Scratch, scratch, scratch. Okay, good. I would prove you're poisoned. How many times have we heard that one? Air forehead. Poison reached his victim via that coffee mug. And where did that coffee come? Had to be the dead horse again and again, but perhaps you can fill us in. I'm on it. You need a horse to beat. I'm your man. It's Vera who poured the coffee. She's admitted as much herself. And you witnessed her pouring the coffee? Of course I didn't witness it. When she came in with that tray, coffee was already poured and steaming. Let's not forget the defendant had admitted to pouring the coffee herself. I heard her statement. I poured, I served, and I killed. What? Ha 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 ha. That last part was just a little joke. I don't think I'm going to get anywhere with this coffee mug. Let me find another weak spot in this case. The only thing that touched the Drew's lips during the interview was that mug.
Hold it!
You sure about that? Well, to be really, really precise, I was busy gobbling mint candies all the time. One of those candies might have been poisoned.
Objection!
Yeah, at the time, it was odd to have no fresh fragrance of mint filled the room. And no mint residue was found. It's a long shot anyway. Don't tell me you're still trying to prove this. You think the victim ate, drank, or otherwise ingested something other than coffee? Well, Mr. Justice? Got some proof. Possibility is there. I can feel it. Just maybe not prove it. Not yet. Possibility is going to cut it. Not now. Should ingest that poison via a route other than the coffee. Not yet. It can't be proven. We believe our little forehead is growing up. Pity. We like the rash, youthful forehead best. So another hole in this case that needs plugging before I can prove anything. First things first. Put uncover a weak spot before I try to strike again. On the cross-examination. Nothing left that studio after I had nothing. Not one thing. You're sure? Yep, sure can be. Well, with one exception. One exception? What? Journalist Spark Brushel does interview, leaves studio. End quote. Haha. Come on. It's a joke. Get it? Not funny, I know. But still. Did something leave the studio that night? Why does that sound familiar? Where have I heard something like that before? Now that we've proven our witness is a comedian of sorts, I'd like to turn to our defense attorney before returning to testimony. Any idea of what, if anything, might have left the studio that night? Just one thing. I think one thing might very well have left the studio that night, actually. A certain something that has been vanished from the crime scene. By which you mean something other than our witness. Of course. Don't tell me. Vera Misham? Believe me, any comic relief I may provide is entirely unintentional. Then let's see what you've got for us, Mr. Justice. Well, this thing wasn't at the scene of the crime, so I can't show it to you. I do have evidence that shows how it could have been taken from the scene. Letterbox. This is the only link between the studio and the outside world. Letterbox. What did Mr. Brushel just tell us? When we entered the studio on the night of the murder, the victim had just finished writing a letter. Yeah, I said that. And yeah, it was true. Furthermore, you went on to tell us that you put the letter in the yellow envelope and put it in the letterbox. Ah. That very same letterbox was empty. In other words, that night, the yellow envelope disappeared. Ah, yes, intriguing. So the envelope was disappeared from the scene of the crime. Of course, this changes nothing. Huh? He has a point, Mr. Justice. What we're trying to figure out here is how the poison got into Mr. Misham. It's very important that this envelope, the witness says, so disappeared. Well, if it did disappear, then something did leave the studio that night. That seems very important to me. Well then, this will add this to his testimony. You got it. I don't think this fails to change anything, Air Forehead. I wouldn't be so sure. Letter disappeared from the crime scene that night. It's exactly the opening I've been looking for. Letters put in the post from the studio, but I hardly think that matters. Nothing could be more serious than an envelope disappearing from that studio. And you were hiding that fact from us. Or yes, well, actually, I'd argue the possibility that the letter disappeared from the studio. Air Forehead, isn't there a much more serious question before us? Right, how Mr. Misham was poisoned, I know. The rest of the testimony has changed, which means the facts of the case have too. What he's told us means something entirely different. Now, I'm starting to think. Keep thinking, Apollo. Okay, the only one who could poison him was his daughter. Let's go and press on this. Say it clearly, as though it were obvious. This claim that the defendant poisoned the victim is merely conjecture. Ah yes, well, you see, my business is all about making the most ridiculous things sound right. Bad habit, I know. Yes, well, or actually, I guess it's more a case of ridiculous journalism sounds wrong. End quote. Of course, forced to agree with you. Please refrain from wild projection. Understood. Loud and clear. Well, I can believe that. What do you think, Apollo? Everything he's saying seems so not flawed. Well, that's kind of what you want from a testimony, really. I need to keep my eye on what matters. How and why was Drew Misham killed? Here, pour the coffee. That's not going to change. That coffee didn't kill him. I need to find what did and prove it. I'm gonna save real quick. I got an idea what we need to do. I just want to make sure we don't screw up badly.
Objection!
Nope, not this. Nope. Alright, let's try it on the other one.
Objection!
No? This thing?
Objection!
Nope, we're bombing. We're bombing. We're bombing.
Objection!
Nope. We failed. So what are we missing? Let's press on everything again.
Objection!
Alright, we already did all this. Alright, this is all the same.
Hold it! Objection!
Alright, this is... Let's do it. Proof is possible. Here goes nothing. You understand what we need, yeah? Proof, your forehead, not possibilities. Of course. And Prosecutor Gavin, I hope you understand. I'm ready to give you that proof. Well, what did you say? I proof of the disappearing envelope. I saw him writing a letter, I did. Which was picked up by the mailman, I assume. Of course. Which means that envelope had a stamp on it. A stamp. Ah. So I had the right idea, just the wrong thing. As we all know, stamps come with dried glue in the back. In order to use glue, you have to wet it. By licking the stamp.
Objection!
Although, it's smarter if you're sitting a bunch to get a little wet sponge or something and just touch the sponge to the stamp. I know we're talking to actually lick stamps this day and age.
Objection!
If you wanted to talk to him, you couldn't. He's dead after all.
Objection!
Okay, so he licked the stamp. But wait. How does that explain the active quinine on the rim of the coffee mug?
Objection!
If you licked the back of a poison stamp, the poison would get in his tongue. Yes? What would then happen if he put the coffee mug to his mouth? Those traces on the mug weren't the killer's doing. It was the other way around. What? The coffee mug didn't poison Mr. Meacham. Mr. Meacham poisoned the coffee mug himself. Order, order, order! But that doesn't, does it? Recall, if you would. Atropine is a slow-acting poison, yes? Poison to his body when he put the stamp on the envelope. But his time wasn't up until that very moment he touched his lips to that cup of Joe. You have something to add, Mr. Brushel? Uh-oh, his nose is picking up another scent. As I believe I mentioned earlier. Well, that's the thing, see? I had to put his letter in that envelope. Mr. Richard sat there searching his desk drawer for something. It's a stamp, a so-called postage stamp, end quote. But you know, I don't seem to remember him ever finding one. Maybe he just ran out. Instantly we searched the desk drawer at the scene of the crime. There are no stamps. Not a single one. I suppose a problem. How do you prove that the stamp was coated with poison? Actually, I'm glad no other stamps were found. Makes proving the stamp he used was poison possible. Ah ha 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 ha. Good show, good show. Can't even prove there was a stamp at the scene in the first place. Well, let's hear what this defense has to say anyway. There's evidence that proves this is a poison stamp. Now we present this thing.
Take that!
Well, that certainly is a cute little frame. And by little, I mean really little. It was on the victim's desk, Your Honor. Quite empty, as you can see for yourself. I noticed that too during my inspection. So what? I bet you weren't as thorough as you should have been. You see, when you saw this frame, it was missing something quite important. Missing something? Yes, a pale bluish stain on the inside of the frame. Atropine residue. What? Why was I told about this? The frame is only 2 inches square. The face of the frame is even smaller. Maybe an inch wide at most. You aren't saying. Oh, but I am. Tell me, what fits in such a small frame? A commemorative stamp, perhaps. Order! 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 The poison stamp was in this frame? Impossible! But Prosecutor Gavin, why would you put something like that on his desk? Don't tell me he had it there so he could commit suicide in the moose truck. You know, can I say something? I had a thought, see? What, Mr. Brushel? And please, stop jittering around like that. Victim was a forger, right? There's a lot of money in that line of work. Forger forges friends, makes enemies too. End quote. So the poison stamp might have been a murder weapon. Aimed at him. I think it's more of an accident. Oh, Rich. That's Rich. Leave the ridiculous fights to fancy the Gaviner's song lyrics, please. Fine, it's something we agree on. The stamp was a murder weapon. Nonsense. Murder is simple business. Who would go to such lengths? No one. Oh, I disagree. Come again? Recall, if you would, the victim's reclusive lifestyle. Drew Meacham hid from the world. He avoided meetings. His only contact with the outside world was the mail. The mail? Now, if you wanted to kill someone you couldn't meet, but you knew he read letters, a stamp would be the perfect weapon. Ridiculous! Where's your proof? I want proof. There's evidence this poison stamp was sent to him as a murder weapon. But I have evidence, per se. Things are finally starting to come together. But what is it, Apollo? Your fists are trembling. I think I know what happened. I don't believe it, but I can see it. I think I know how Mr. Meacham was killed. Well, fill us in, Mr. Justice. A certain piece of evidence points to the truth, Your Honor. I can show you how someone with the intent to kill sent Mr. Meacham the stamp of death. Is it this? Is it this? Is it time? I'm not sure it's entirely clear to me what this proves, Mr. Justice. Huh? Is that wrong? We have shown probable intent to kill. So the killer will be our judge, and the victim, you. Yarg! Okay, too soon. Consider the word, Mr. Justice. Think before you continue next time. Oh. Yes, Your Honor. Say this one over again. Is this the envelope? The one from 7 years ago? Think about the text of the letter again. So 2 pages of the envelope. This page is 1. And this is page 2. I want to draw your attention to one phrase in particular. Send in the enclosed envelope with the enclosed stamp within 3 days. The enclosed stamp, Your Honor. Ah. In other words, if I have it straight, the stamp, poison on the stamp, lick, lick, gasp, end quote. Now, what if he had done exactly as the letter asked? He would sign the document and put it in the envelope, and put the stamp on it, right? Then he would put it in his letterbox. 15 minutes wouldn't have elapsed between fixing the stamp and mailing the letter. The clock started ticking, and when the time came, he drew his last breath. And the murder weapon would be taken away from the scene. Wait, what if it was sent 7 years ago? He didn't use the right stamp. He used the wrong stamp 7 years ago. And the murder weapon would be taken away from the scene. Quite conveniently, thanks to the postal system. Such a splendid imagination you have, Air Forehead. Let me confirm one thing with you, if I might. So this poison stamp was inside this envelope from 7 years ago. Yeah? Is that what you have us believe? Really? Well, it's a little bit of a stretch, but there's a possibility. Yes, a very small possibility. How small, I wonder? Poison stamped this envelope. A stamp that then became the murder weapon. How do you intend to prove this is seeming coincidence? Well, that was 7 years ago, and we don't even know who sent that letter. Your answer is silence. I see, very well. I move to, it's not nice to pick on the Fraulein, Clavier. That guy! Wait, what? Did he just turn into Emma? Ah, Emma. Well, am I Christoph Gavin impression? Did I sound like him? Don't quit your day job. Don't you have a crime scene to be looking after, Fraulein Detective? Someone had to come dig you out of the mess you're making in this case. Mess. You know, none of this would happen if you just trusted in science a little more. You can find out if that stamp was in that envelope. Easy. Can you explain yourself, Fraulein Detective? Clear me all you want, but science on my side. It's all in the residue, right? That's right. Poison detection spray. Just red envelope at once. You can open it on the authority of the court. Hi, Shard. How's it going? How have you been? Spray. Poison! Okay. Have something good. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. I hope you feel better. I'm feeling pretty good. It's getting late though. We're probably gonna raid someone soon. Oh, just look at that. No mistaking it. That's atropine residue. I don't believe it. A murder weapon from the past. Now, 7 years later, it bears its fangs at last.
Objection!
Absolutely outrageous. Tell me why. Why did this murder take place 7 years ago? Well, there's one possibility. Maybe Mr. Mission figured it out. Figured out what out? He realized the person who sent that letter wanted dead. Having allergies to hit someone off with a fibro? Haven't had them for about 2 years? Oh, sorry. Well, hopefully it passes and you can have another 2 years, or even longer, without problems. So Sin's replied with a different stamp, and puts decisive evidence in the frame. Ack, you're still here? Can I make a statement here on the record? I sparked Razor Tooth Brushel, and the scoop was mine. Drew Mission killed him in cold blood. I sent her a 7-year-old letter. End quote. No, maybe something more succinct. Star falls after 7-year delay. End quote. That's actually a pretty good line. Star falls after 7-year delay. Order, order, order! See no room for further argument here. I admit, this is all coming as quite a shock. I think that murder weapon reached his mouth after 7 years. I gotta sneeze soon. Ah! Okay, I keep sneezing. Stamp is a ticket straight to the afterlife. End quote. Uh-oh, I think the witness is bad influence on our judge. Ow. There's no need for further debate on this matter. Consider that letter 7 years ago could hardly have been our defendant. Apollo, maybe just one. Farewell. This court finds it finished.
Objection!
Don't Legos at me, snowballs. Is this bright future our legal system? Prosecutor? Gavin? Tickets to the afterlife from 7 years ago? Tickets for Gavin's shows are invalid after 2 weeks. But it doesn't make sense any other way. It boggles my mind that so many people haven't noticed this. It's a fatal contradiction in Air 4-Head's claim. A contradiction? A poison stamp was placed in this envelope 7 years ago. Urban was framed until now. If that's the case, then why would Drew Mission have done what he did? Him explained that. He must have realized it was poisoned. There lies the rub. 7 years ago, the forger Drew Mission sets a trap and put the stamp in a frame. I don't debate this, but this begs the question: why 7 years later did you use that stamp on the night of the murder? Ah, sure you don't mean to suggest that Mr. Mission simply forgot. He put the murder weapon in a frame on his desk for 7 years and forgot? You expect us to believe that he's sprung the trap on himself? Bug! Maybe he didn't know it was poison. Maybe he's like, oh, that's a cool stamp. Well, I admit, this is all quite shocking myself. It does seem highly unlikely that he would fall foul of a trap that had been sitting on his desk for 7 years. Apollo, I don't think we're winning anymore. I'm glad to see we're all back in the real world now. Welcome back to reality. We've been waiting for you.
Objection!
Okay, then how do you explain the poison stamp that was in this envelope? Poison stamp? Where exactly is this poison stamp again? Have you brought it to work with for us? If such a thing ever existed.
Objection!
Saw the actinium residue, huh? Well, I agree, that does seem to be actinium residue. Air 4-Head, it's certainly no stamp. Yeah, but if your professor's poison stamp did exist, Drew Mission never would have used it. That's all. Erk. I believe you've come to a conclusion. Again. Apollo, were you wrong the whole time? I can't believe it. Poison traces match up. It can't be coincidence. I bring some closure to this issue. Sometime this year. But it is getting late. I fear that if we go, we're going to end up going way too late. So what do you think? Should we just stop here and pick it up tomorrow? I think we'll stop here and pick it up tomorrow. I know it's probably almost at the end, but I'm worried it's gonna be a little bit too far. Think a few more. Alright, keep going a little bit more. Okay. Mr. Justice. Yes, Your Honor? Let's review the facts and see where we stand. 10 years ago, Drew Meacham received a red envelope. There were traces of poison attribute on the document inside the envelope. Similar traces also found at the crime scene, on this tiny picture frame. This indicated the possibility of a yellow envelope. An envelope that left the scene of the crime with the poison stamp on it. Even if this envelope contained a poison stamp, and Drew Meacham, knowing this, put it in a frame, he never would have used the stamp. I'm afraid you're right, which means there is a fatal flaw in the defense's case. I've been on the wrong track this whole time, I'm sure of it. His afternoon, the envelope, the frame, and Drew Meacham's mysterious death, they're all connected somehow. Well, Mr. Justice, do you have a conclusion for us? This stands by its case, Your Honor. We've seen that the logical outcome of the evidence makes no sense, which means that one of our clues must be a fake. Fake clue? Fascinating. If we find this fake, your wild fantasies will prove quite reasonable, yeah? Fake clue is thrown us off the poison trail is none other than... the frame. This frame is the fake clue? Without a doubt, Your Honor.
Objection!
I have no idea, guessed. Did you present this evidence to the court? Oh, hold on a second. Oh, both an envelope, that frame, and the coffee mug. They're all connected somehow. Oh, right. Here already, it looks like the fake was you, Air Forehead. We can flog ourselves later, Apollo. Now it's time for thinking. It includes Drew Meacham. The victim was a fake clue? I'm afraid I don't understand. I'll explain. We had an envelope, a frame, and a mug, linked by poison. That all makes sense. What doesn't make sense is the victim himself.
Objection!
Congratulations, you've completely lost me. This fake evidence is none other than the master of fake himself, the forger. Makes a good story, I'll give you that. Fake clue. Fakes. Forgeries. Ah. I know that face. That's I just had an idea face. I don't know if I'm right, but I'm going with it anyway. What if our forger is the fake? Come again? 7 years ago, our forger sniffed a trap and stepped aside. 7 years ago, 7 years passed. Now the forger stumbles into that very same trap and dies. Why? He's not the forger! She is! The daughter's the forger! That's what I want to know. But the forger who was killed was a fake. Here are again. The victim was a fake. One forger smelled the trap. One forger fell into the trap. That's two forgers, and one of them was a fake. Order, order, order! So you're telling us that Drew Meacham, the victim, was a fake? Well, if it was a fake, then who was the real forger? You better not be claiming there was some kind of switcheroo. I'm afraid you're going to have to back a story. Justice shows just who the real Drew Meacham was. Meacham wasn't the real forger. There's only one other person it could have been. Understood, Your Honor. For Drew Meacham was himself a forgery. The real forger was...
Take that!
Vera! There can only be one explanation, really. The real identity of the forger, known as Drew Meacham, is none other than his only daughter, Vera Meacham. Order, order, order! Mr. Justice, this is going on a limb even for you. I gotta agree. I mean, Vera, a forger? Let's consider it before you write it off entirely. If you look at the paintings in the studio, one fact becomes quite clear. Forgery has been taking place in that studio for quite some time. The forger wasn't caught in the trap 7 years ago. This can only mean that the one who wasn't caught in the trap was the forger. The one who was caught in the trap wasn't the forger. Well, actually, that does make a certain kind of sense. One more thing. Only 2 sets of fingerprints were found in the forger's studio. Drew Meacham's and Vera Meacham's. If we know that Drew Meacham wasn't the forger, that leaves only one possibility by process of elimination. The forger was Vera Meacham. Well? Fascinating. Alright, Vera Mission. You've been paying attention to the trial so far. We're gonna stop there, though. We gotta stop. It's getting late. We'll pick up tomorrow. How do I quit? Alright. So that's it for tonight. Thank you all very much for joining me. We can do a quick raid. I think Nebul's playing a game that looks interesting. Called Unbox the Cats. Let's go raid Nebul real quick. Okay, we'll do a quick raid on Nebul, and then I'll go to bed. I don't have that many people. Alright, raid Nebul. Alright, so thanks for joining me. I hope you all have a great night and a great day tomorrow. We're back tomorrow with more chess puzzles and, of course, Ace Attorney. But now we're going to go raid Nebul, and I'm going to bed. Fox Raid!